Oi, oi, Flat of British, Martin Leaker speaking. Welcome back to the epic, classic Flat of British Flatterday. Flat fingers, that's just for them, and that's just for tonight. We're trying it out, it's new. Okay, it's pretty rad. We're going with it for tonight. So welcome you all in chat. There's 174 of you waiting for me. So I do appreciate that. I am here. It is really good to see you. I'm absolutely buzzing. We got some really cool people here in chat. I'm going to give you all a few shouts now. It's been busy. I have been busy. I've been doing shows. I was on one only yesterday and watching some really cool shows on Meltology. There's going to be a lot of subjects in this. We got some groovy, cool films, groovy, cool books, all brand new, juicy stuff. Lots to think about. Definitely going to do a Brian spew all over you. It would be fantastic. You'll have a great time. You will laugh. You will smile. You'll feel happy. And all of that negative bullshit wank is them. And we're not going to give them that, are we, guys? We're just too tough. Yeah, we're a special breed, us truthers. And we just don't put up with any of their bullshit. So we're not going to let them get us down in any way possible. They will try. They do try with this bullshit. But they ain't fucking getting me. Are they getting you? Ah, they fuck. Okay, stay epic. Because God's warriors for truth, and you should bask in just them words alone, because that to me is just the best thing there is to be in this realm. Wouldn't you agree? I know. It's exciting, isn't it? So let's give you a few shoutages, vibages. So yeah, I did a vlog a few days ago. I hope you enjoyed that. You haven't seen it. And we're gonna have a little bit of a laugh along the way. It's going to be highly interesting. I got some mind-blowing stuff along the way today. So spirit levels, vibes, truth seeker. And I was on Manny's show yesterday with Alex Michael, who's conspiracy music guru, Sean Hibbler, and lovely Lindsay and Manny. That was yesterday. You can find that on my community page. Check it out. Spirit levels. Hippie Shaker's in the house. She's a moderator like everywhere. Phrased eyebrow. Good to see you. Good name. Amarillo B. Good to see you. Oi, oi. And Nora, who's complaining about men with kilts on roaming around in her fair city of Dublin because it's some sort of sporting event or something. So anyway, welcome to the holographic FEB experience. There's videos flying around everywhere on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, that I am holographic lizard being because the computer reflects on my glasses. But it wouldn't be that. It wouldn't be that. That would be silly for the computer to reflect on my glasses. So apparently, I've got special spy glasses, which are telling they're telling me stuff. My special NHS glasses are telling me stuff. And I'm a hologram, which obviously am. I'm Ace Rimmer. He was a hologram. If you did watch Red Dwarf, you probably didn't get the joke. Anyway, don't worry about it. Congratulations on the amazing willpower, happy, hippie shakeage. Anyway, Leah's in the house. Good to see you. Chris is in the house. So we're going to have some fun. We're going to feel all loosey-goosey about things. We're not going to really take life too seriously, although some of the subjects in this, because we're going to go double deep. We're going to go deep, deep, deep investigation tonight. As I told you on my last post, I've been brushing up on my detective skills, like proper Sherlock Holmes up. I am at the moment. So I've been spending endless hours just staring at old certain films to see what they tell me back, and they have. You've got to put the patience in, and then something becomes obvious, and I'm going to share that work with you. Also, an unbelievable book called The Great Work, which it is, by the way, which made me see things in perspective, guys. You know, how little we know of anything in this place. And that book will tell you how little you know about anything. And the mother of all assumptions, the globe. It talks about that, just being nothing more than that. An assumption. Susan Donahue, good to see you. So yeah, that's a bit later, but it's a juicy, juicy book. You'll find it linked below, as you will, all the stuff that I share in the descriptions box. So, okay, so I'm going to try and take my time. I'm going to do something very extraordinary. If I haven't sworn, I don't think I have sworn, have I? Then I'm not going to in this post. Okay, this will be interesting. And there'll be, I did have a virtual screen up with a massive pair of jugs behind. I mean, jugs, you know, the type you drink out of. Not bad minds. Behind me, but I went all glitchy, so I dumped it and went with the old natural tree affair, which is much more palatable anyway. So I'm going to take my time. I'm not going to say now all the time and okay all the time, because I do that, don't I? So that's what we're going to attempt anyway. Now, this lady here, Domestic Truth for 69. I've known Jen many years. She's fantastic, so cool on so many levels. I love that lady. We all should love that lady. We should all go bask in the rays of Jen's eminence, is what we should do. Now, I watched her last night with Bill Miller, who's been in my chat for years. And they not went out the ballpark for me. It takes a lot to get my Brian blown, but he put the work in, Bill, see, like I do with all films, like I do. He knows that's where the fruits lie, is in with work. So he presented them last night on a meltology subject, as in buildings being melted. Okay, it was fantastic. It's linked up in my community page, actually. You can see that there. Okay, you can find that there because I shared it. So Jen is going to come over onto our channel as soon as possible with Bill. Have him over, talk about this awesome, mind-blowing meltology, which I love. Squirrel Sniper's in the house. He's like the most legendary spliff patrolling guy in the universe. I don't think there's actually any other spliff patrollers on any other feeds anyway, so he's probably the only one. But still, that makes you more fantastic, doesn't it, Squirrel Sniper? Basking in the rays of being fantastic. Squirrel Sniper, here's another fantastic guy. He's my mate for many, many lifetimes. We got in all sorts of trouble together. Remember them raves we used to go to, drop and dance to Drop Dave back in the day. So that's Dave, Psycho Dave. Yeah, this was like nothing new under the sun. They had raves back in the medieval period. Do you think them minstrels and stuff that were playing? Yeah. Do you think they were all doing just hey nonny no, hey nonny no? That was fucking techno. This is my church. This is where I heal my hurts. God is a DJ. That's what they were all singing. Faithless. Laddie boy, good to see you. ODO, good to see you. I'm going to try and do something extraordinary for you tonight, guys. Okay. I'm going to try and slow down my Brian. Just for you. Okay. If my hologram might glitch. Apparently, they catch me glitching. That can't be the software at all that we're using. That would be silly to even assume that. I'm glitching, but I can't be everything. I can't be like Jester Bennington, a Jewish woman, Mossad, a shill, and hologramic lizards, because that would be just weird, wouldn't it? The internet, you've got to fucking love it, guys. It's the best. Do you see my eyes go all lizard then? Scary, isn't it? So it's no use me like trying to satisfy you by showing you my eyes. That will not satisfy you because they're all not like any color in particular and they'll be weird. So like, just go with that. Ha! He's admitted it. Run off me. Oh, I do. I love the internet. It's so wacky. It's so stupid. It's funny. It is, isn't it? It's so just ridiculous to the extreme. Fritz. God. Dallas Fowler. But I think more flat earthers have probably met me than any other truther out there, probably, because I've been out there for years, meeting people and stuff. Terry G33, that should be the name of a weed. Mr. Jansen, good to see you in the Netherlands. He's a member of the Wolf Pack. He's a U-boat captain. Awesome, Dawson. I watched Das Boat. That's where I got to learn my fluent German. Lee Wacky, Stu Klung, Andrew Wilson, good to see you. Welcome all. So if you could share this out, support my channel, help a man in dire straits, and buy me a coffee. As you would if you was going down a booze. If you're not, you'd have a better time, not going to catch a dose or anything, and have a much safer evening in with Martin. I'm going to take you on a crazy ride anyway. Okay, so hold on to your happy hats if you have got one on. They're not required, but they do make the journey more comfortable and cushy. Cushy is Welsh for snuggaroony. Do you know what snuggaroony is? Do you do snuggaroony in America? Of course you fucking do. Snuggaroony. Get that cocoa going. Yeah? Get that big fat doobie going. And make yourself all safe and nice. Esley, if that's even at all possible in this weird fucking realm. Richie T, Truth Seeker, spirit level. So yeah, I'm going to regain an extreme level of sanity tonight. You'll be very impressed with me, guys. You'll probably comment, Martin, you're totally sane in that. Gav Starlet, oh, I'm a legend. Did you know about that? I'm a YouTube legend, Manny said last night. So now you know. But a British Martin, hologram legend. I told him anyway, I told all these people, I'm only a hologram on a Tuesday because Wednesdays is specifically naked day. I'm not telling you about Thursdays. And then it comes up to Friday, which is the day before Flat Day. Oh, come on, let me amuse myself, guys. Worldwide Ghosts, good to see you. Spirit level. So yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight. We're going to talk about icebergs. You like this? And some of the ideas behind where I think that they come from. And where have they been spotted? You may have noticed on my community page that I have been asking you in the community, have you seen iceberg? So I get a lot of indirect evidence. My auntie, my mother, and my relatives have seen one. I once knew of a man who towed one into New York Harbor, and all sorts of evidence for this, but it was all in the Northern Hemisphere. So I asked in the second post, have you seen any icebergs in the Southern Hemisphere? Not that many of us have ever been in the Southern Ocean or indeed south of the 60th latitude line south. So I did get one comment back, but it was unfortunately indirect again, as in second hand, because a lot of drunken old Australian men, they might make up some shit. They do in the pub, don't they? So we're not going to go with that. Although it might be true, but I'm not going to go with that. I heard an Australian once say that he watched a nuclear test. Really, a real nuclear test. Well, I did sort of see a flash of light in the distance, which designated a nuclear weapons test. Okay, it's not enough. It's not enough for me. So that's what we're doing. We're looking at evidence today. This is what we do. So what's she saying, Jen? Meltology 101, the study and exploration of melted structures. I think that's actually on one of your T-shirts, isn't it, Jen? Pretty fantastic to wear around, I'm thinking. Unknown person. Oh, that's okay. Martin, where is your super chat? I don't see it on the screen. I don't think that it's actually there because I can't actually access my account. So I can't actually put any super chat or anything on it at all until I can access my channel, which doesn't seem to be able to happen until I sort out a laptop or something, another laptop. I don't know. It's all very complicated. Don't even worry about it. It's never easy to make content. I can show you that. Truth Attainment, Submat. Said that in a Cardiff accent. Serious truth. I'm still in chat when I type. Okay, cool. Don't go far. And make sure not to look down all the time because you might miss something. I bet Kush. Okay. So we don't see any grumpy faces in here tonight because that's not going to be happening. That would not be permitted. So we're going to do. So I went cycle there. At the thought of any of you unhappy guys that have literally affected me. I am Carrios. Good to see you. Wacky Tabaki. I don't know anything about it. So, we're going to look into a few subjects tonight. We're going to wonder about rainbow bombs, apparent nuclear weapons that were shot at apparently the Dome in 1962 in the JFK administration, where I think we might be trying to bust through the Dome if they were nuclear weapons, which I doubt because we're going to look into that also. I did say that I would slow my Brian down for you people in America land and elsewhere, everywhere actually, that can't really understand what I am saying because of my rare dialect, which may sound Scottish or Irish to you, but it's Welsh. Anyway. So, yeah, Flat Earth, the great workbook. We're going to look at that a bit later. We're going to think about rainbow bombs. To begin with this, we're going to examine a bit of film and some things that are unnerving. And if you are of a sensibility watching my videos, I can only apologize, but I will sort of sugar that up a bit later with some happiness and some fun. But these are eerie discoveries. I've been sort of studying a load of comparisons, timelines, until something stood out at me. I put a lot of work in, and then it did. A few things did, actually. but then that poses deeper, just as disturbing questions about the whole thing, the whole narrative, actually. So yeah, we're going to look into that. And picks of the day, a shit ton of stuff in this. Now, this video is called M.A.D, M-A-D, Mutual Assured Destruction, or mutually assured destruction, was an invention of the Cold War, or mutually assured distraction is what it should be, which had the whole human species in fear, me included. I mean, I went through the whole of high school thinking, nukes, oh, if there was a bomb going to drop on Cardiff now, would the blast wave reach me and would I be incinerated? And, you know, where to bug out to, like the local 2-mile tunnel, an underground tunnel, Victorian tunnel. I guess everyone had these sort of ideas if they lived through the Cold War, but another dialectic. They kept everyone on invisible, a non-enemy, and just a load of propaganda against Russia. Does any of this sound familiar? I seen a video yesterday, like it just came up, so I thought I'd have a little nose of Paul McCartney done a concert in America land, or somewhere, but he's on stage. It's fuck all to do with the music, and he's waving a ginormous Ukrainian flag. It's like, well, what the fuck has that got to do? Nationalism for another country? It's like, I'm not being funny. Like, say, for example, when Rwanda had the massacres and all of the terrible genocide, was everyone like waving flags for Rwanda and bigging them up? Or the other tragedies and the other peoples that have been in anguish in poorer countries, for example, in this place, do we wave their flags and put them on our fences and big them up and prayers for them? No, is it fuck? It's all about mega fucking wealthy Ukraine. And make sure everyone stays fucking hungry in Britain and cold this next coming winter so everyone can stay cushy and sends them over there, which all the money is independently turned into guns to fund all the mercenaries that are going in droves, apparently. But what do we believe any fucking way? The truth is, though, in the last few days, Poland has actually been warned to the people of Poland to get wood together and food preserves for next winter. Things are going to get iffy, all to do with the Mongol hordes. Also, when I was in the Czech Republic a couple of weeks ago, they were also warned exactly the same. Get food together and get wood together, etc. But they gave an earlier time frame of October. Now, I did do a now then, didn't I? I didn't want to do that, or an okay. Just bear with me, I'm trying you. I'm a work in progress, okay? It's only taking me 7 years. I'm just short of 50,000 subscribers on this channel, okay? And I've got other channels, as you know, but on this channel, the one I can't access to monetize it. But anyway, it won't matter anyway, because I'm on a copyright until the next month, July, yeah. Anyway, despite all of that, let me compose myself because I just had a really weird high-pitched sound that went through my 1 year and it went straight through the other side into my other year, proving that there's nothing in the middle. So that's where space exists. That's not funny. Right, let me compose myself. So, hi, lovely India, who is holistic media. Hello, beautiful souls. Do you know what, guys? I gotta be honest with you now. If it weren't for the beautiful souls in this place, I don't even know why I'd fucking bother with it all. Do you know that? It's what gives me hope and the faith when you meet just beautiful people, beautiful souls you spot. And for real, that is. There's a difference. And that gives me the faith that I need to go on and know that it's all worth it, you know? Call for zero, which it is. By the way, this is a good fight. This is a worthy fight. This is a fight worthy to die for, guys, because we're in a spiritual battle. Just because we're not on the battlefields like we were in the First World War, getting blown to pieces as men 100 years ago, doesn't mean to say that the war isn't as furious. And it is an attrition war, guys. And they are working on us with all of their tools, their magic, their spells. They're keeping you on a lower vibrational experience so that you feed the energy machine with its negative forces, which is what they feed on. It's quite simple how to win. Everyone lifts their vibration, thinks, fuck it. Yeah, I'm not being awkward. I'm thinking, fuck it. This is a survival mechanism, yeah? Is not giving the enemy what they fucking want, which is you down and you miserable and you ill. Going to the doctors, getting prescription medication, and then your immune system drops and they kill you off early. That's going to cost you. That's going to cost your family. All of that. That's the whole game in this place. Am I wrong? Am I fuck? Yeah, feel free to share this out. As I said, Principal, Britannia. What is life? Just an illusion? Well, yeah, somebody posted, I can give you $500 if you answered this question. I've lost my wife, I've lost my job, I've lost everything. What have I lost really? And I thought, well, this is a simple one. Life is an illusion. You never had anything to begin with, therefore you've lost nothing. But I don't think £500 reward for the right answer, which I had, by the way, was real. Lisa, good to see you. Happy vibes to you today. Spirit level shows brings happy vibes and vibration to the camp. Okay, we're going to start. Vividness is in the house. Good to see you, lovely. Watching from the beginning. Okay. People wonder what the beginning bit is all about, really, because I talk and stuff. But I think it's a traditional, important, integral bit to FEB, don't you? It's where we, you know. So yeah, that flag waving. I was thinking about there's got to be something deeper with flags. All these countries, not to do, with nationalism, but the whole flag thing in itself. They're all in a margin. There's different colours, a lot of symbolism. 4 angels is in a lot of them. Gabrielle, good to see you, lovely. Everything, everywhere, all at once. But I'm finding, I'm quite happy with that fact. You think, on the hindsight, you think, oh shit, I got to go to pieces. I don't actually, not smart as I actually think I am. I don't really know anything, and I'm just basing everything on an assumption with most stuff in this place, apart from what I can prove myself on my instinct, which is probably, one of my strongest, skills, my instinct. But if you I think with instinct, you need a certain level of intelligence. If you've got the two together, synergy going, ka-ching, then Brian juice. Scatterbrain. Okay, then we're going to get into it now, guys. Let me compose myself because I can't remember even what I was going to talk about. I guess it's all going to come to me. It's live, you see, no time for auditions and shit in my life. Is this Brian? Epic Brian Evans. Buddha, Brian. A weekly prayer to you. Everything is fantastic in your camp. Seen you there in that epic show last night on Jen's channel. The ripple effect. Please link that up if you can. Hippie shake, because you love to do that shit. I know you love that shit. Don't tell me you don't. Clown shoes, good to see you. Stone cold sober, absolutely shite. Okay, just go with that. Yeah, it's okay. Drugs are bad. Okay, they're good. Just don't run out. Jessica Fibonacci, lovely name. And Andrew Mud Fossil, he's a Mud Fossil guy. What made you think that, man? Simple deduction, my friend. Looby Loo. Looby Loo. Here we go, Looby Loo. Okay. Yeah, smash our like button. We're going to get into the juice, right? Leave it all to me. Relax. So we're going to talk about radiation in this as well. Now, I have. It's completely safe. It's not as if I'm planning to build a nuclear bomb or anything, is it? It's nuclear products sent from Australia, some uranium beads, and some stronger uranium for my Geiger counter. Now we do readings. We put them on Radmore's site and stuff, so everyone can know if there's been any radioactive leaks and stuff. Where the dredges are, slurrying. So let's find out if this stuff is really radioactive. Oh. Right, it measures in CMNs. Okay, and let's find out. It's all right. Don't worry. I'll glow in the dark. Be like I've ready Breck. Come on. Okay. Bear with me. Ooh, that one is 29,000 CPMs. Is that right? I don't think it would, because I would be frying right now. So am I glowing? That's just a natural glow. Got that all the time. Anyway, so I got Geiger counter, as you can see. So we can test for radiation and stuff. So I feel like I'm going on that. Like I'm not an authority. But I doubt the implosion technique that was necessary for an atom bomb to work, which we're going to look at later as well. And all of their bullshit and all of their narratives. And we're going to pick it apart with our unique detective skills. Does that sound fab? Okay, make sure to share this out. Just put me in dire straits would be brilliant. I was going to think of a rhyme to go with that, but it didn't work. Right, if you're new, let me just make sure I check in on my screen. Now, I'm live on the Celtic Tatarian channel. I'm afraid that I'm limited for devices to check on you all. Now, you can get a load of these. This is part 5. It's only a short video, a San Francisco earthquake aftermath. Now, there is a reason why we're looking at this. Okay, let's just study this, and I'll point a few things out that I have not noticed before. Okay, you're all there. Cool. Now, this is 2 weeks after the event. Look, April the 18th after the event. It's a rainy day, and we get some idea of what the arrivals were up to. So there's a guy, he's laying bricks in torrential rain. When his mortar's all going to turn to slurry, but what have you. And people queuing for what I can only suspect is food. Seems to be martial law. Okay, so this is 2 weeks after, and it's still smouldering. It's still smouldering. Now, what I've been examining is the damage on this and other events. It's the Hamburg event, Munich bombing, World War II, and Hiroshima and Nagasaki for the effects. And what I'm finding is, with the narrative for the San Francisco earthquake and subsequent firestorm, the earthquake was only meant to have lasted a couple of seconds at 5 o'clock in the morning. Now, I'll stop there. So what I noticed was the shattered glass. Now, I get if there's a building that this has been knocked down by the earthquake and then it's on fire, that these these windows would shatter with the heat of the fire. I get that. Some. But as you watch on, I feel from watching a good few of these videos that it was a shockwave. And it came in from one direction, and they could have interpreted it as an earthquake because it would have shook the ground and it would have felt seismic, but shockwave from some weapon maybe being tested or even deployed out in the bay. Because the damage is unlike, I've been trying to find a comparison with this. The only comparisons I find in, shockingly enough, are Hiroshima. You will see nothing like this in World War II or in the American Civil War. In World War II, all of the bombing campaigns leave the entire city. All the buildings are intact, weirdly intact after all of that heavy bombing, but they're gutted. They're completely empty. Same for Berlin, same for Munich, same for Cologne, same for all of the German cities that were bombed in the bombing campaign. That's not what we see here. It looks more like Hiroshima. It is completely empty. Then I got to this thing here. This. I thought, is it a piano? No, it's not a piano. It's a wooden item of furniture, a wardrobe or a cupboard that's been left in the street. There's no buildings around it, so one can only guess where it's arrived from. Then it occurred to me that in all of these films, these hours of films that I have watched, no one in San Francisco made any attempt to save their property. In comparison, in World War II, I will show you evidence shortly. A bombing, your house is on fire, the street's on fire. You get everything out of the house and you put it on the street. Your furniture. You see this nowhere in San Francisco. What else I found unusually suspect and weird is, after the events, there's no motor cars. There's no motor cars parked up yet. On that color footage we watch of San Francisco just before the event in Market Street, it's got all the cars in the world in San Francisco, but you do not see a single solitary motor car parked outside or on the street or torched. Where were they all? It's a fucking big question, guys. Now, I know that the event happened 5, they say, a.m. in the morning, so there wouldn't have been a lot of cars in the in this sort of district, especially Market Street. But in residential areas, there are no cars. No one is, and they're just falling like that. They were aftershocks, or so they say. But it's just, look at that electricity, something there. in that sign post 1906. So yeah, it's starting to get really busy where all these people are staying. I guess is on all these FEMA camps and tents. The damage is, I can't make heads or tail. It is so selective. Some bits of the city, residential areas are untouched. Some skyscrapers untouched. Other areas completely incinerated. All windows blasted through by what looks like a shockwave rather than a firestorm. Although a firestorm does cause hurricane winds in its approach, apparently. But it shows you on later photographs and stuff. People are just standing there watching this apparently, nuclear wind whooping up the street towards them. But you only ever see a smoke screen. You never ever see the fire, just a smoke screen with San Francisco and a lot of other events actually. So we know that they used explosives in San Francisco to cause what are called, look at that for mud flood, what's called fire breaks, and they demolished a lot of the city. Look at this. This is street level. They're all walking on the road. Look at this all down below. The size of these doors. Mud flood. But look at that. Can you imagine that in the modern day? So I thought to myself, well, all of these cities in America, they're sure they're just all like footage of one major event that happens all around the same time or over years. And we're looking at like a major war that's been written out of antiquity, some sort of what looking like a nuclear war, looking at that. These films go on and on. You can watch loads of them. But as I said, the only thing that are leaving in the streets is safes from banks. The only thing. They're not making any attempt like they do in World War II to save their furniture. Why is that? Why is that? They make no effort in San Francisco to save anything because they're dead and everyone else is new. This is World War II. And yet, Cologne, very, very much like San Francisco, but that is from aerial bombing. And as you can see, everyone makes all efforts to save everything they can. Get your furniture on the streets, all your belongings, save what you can. I can appreciate the Hiroshima-looking bits. Wouldn't have managed much furniture to salvage, but you just don't see any furniture anywhere, any cars anywhere. It's just, how? Why? How is that even possible, guys? Think about it. So this is the Blitz on London, and this played the war plan that they did and agreed on together. Stayed away from major West End areas of London and concentrated on the East End every night. But again, it's an inconsistent damage. It's, you can see that aerial bombing wasn't used on San Francisco. I can see that now, but I can see some sort of blast wave. The way these buildings are crumpled and stuff, you get the same in bomb damage. So that's also London. Must have been terrifying. My mother lived through the war. She can remember the bombs dropping on Cardiff Bay, Tiger Bay, where I live, where they were trying to hit the dock show. It was a major dock show. Our church is gone. So, 1940s women, well worth doing Gary Sparrow and time traveling back to 1940, wouldn't it? 1940s. I could say this is like sing a Beatles song. Say this is mine. So this is Tokyo. Tokyo was one of the worst you've ever seen. It looks the same as Hiroshima, it looks the same as Nagasaki. You get the concrete buildings left like you do in San Francisco, but everything else is completely and utterly incinerated. But I guess in Tokyo had a lot of wooden frame buildings, and they used incendiary anyway. Hiroshima and Nagasaki the same. All the concrete structures. The hospital stayed operational through the entire event of Hiroshima. I don't like to look at too many photos of that because it is quite disturbing to do with Hiroshima. The bomb. Now, we all know the story. It's very linked in with NASA, actually, and the dome and everything, if you ask me, is the story of this, the atom bomb, the Manhattan Project, the Trinity test. I had a guy in my comments only a few weeks ago saying that he had a relative that was working on the Trinity test. And when they said they were exploding 120,000 tons of TNT, that's what everyone was watching. And that was the explosion. Nothing to do with, collapsing something into the quantum field and E equals mc squared science, just to like solidify Albert Einstein's bullshit relativity, special relativity. Anyway, so it looks fake anyway. Okay, Enola Gay dropped the gadget, little boy, and the next one was fat man, I think it was, on Nagasaki, on a city of hundreds of thousands of people, which is insane and completely necessary if it was real. But it got brought in by a guy called Harry Truman, yeah, after they got rid of a guy that was actually opposing it, which was Roosevelt. I think he didn't want all of that bullshit. So they got it when he died off. They had Truman in at the end of the war, and then he decides apparently to drop the bombs. Now, at the time of the bombs dropping on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, the people who were there in the military doubt that any nuclear weapons have been used at all, as you will see from this old post from 5 years ago on Flat Earth British, Trinity and Beyond a Hoax. Me talking about nuclear hoax and the possibility of it. Cause prove me wrong. Yeah, I know. You can't, can you? Anyway. Oh, right, let me move on a bit. So, yeah, and look at the film, looking like basically San Francisco.
On August 14th, the Japanese government decides to accept the distasteful allied terms of unconditional surrender. Atomic warfare has made further...
So this is in Nagasaki. The buildings are a bit scorched and everything is like still there, isn't it? And of course, it got to be bullshit because they tested hundreds and hundreds of nuclear bombs. So it shows you on this video. So they've had a nuclear war, if it was real, over and over and over and over again. This place should be so irradiated we can't even live in it anyway. And what about nuclear half-life? If nuclear war was the nightmare that they show you in the film, like The Day After Tomorrow, then nobody would be able to live. Everything would be Mad Max world. But that's not the case for Hiroshima and Nagasaki because they're major cosmopolitan cities now later, aren't they? Nothing happened. No radioactive half shit.
We aren't really sure what's happened. We're happy about the war ending, but I don't think everyone believes this thing about the atom bomb. I think...
So they don't believe this thing about the atom bomb at the time in the newscasts. And also there's in this video a Jesuit priest who basically just comes up with the biggest load of shit ever. German Jesuit priest. So yeah, these are nuclear tests where they actually got soldiers there. They did the same with the Chinese as well. Everyone then eventually in 1962 starts shooting apparent nuclear missiles. There is footage of this. I found in some rare footage I'll show you later of nuclear bombs at the dome to try and crack through, which I got thinking about icebergs. I'll tie that all in later. So yeah, radiation, blast, blind you, melted face, all those things they told you about in the fact packs doesn't actually seem to be applicable to these soldiers in the trenches with a nuclear bomb. So I said that, Martin, 5 years ago. So there you are. We'll have a game of cards because they're not going to go up in... See, I sent for the Greater London Fact Pack on nuclear war back in the 80s and told me I should scrape the wallpaper off of my wall because it will ignite with the heat of the nuke when it drops. I thought, oh, that sucks. Yeah. I tell you what would suck worse is having a holiday in a nuclear village, a nuclear test village, if they were real. So there you go. It goes up. So that's definitely out of the quantum field. But nobody's allowed to look at it, you notice? Of course not. And there's your TNT. And they're what? Like a quarter of a mile away or something stupid. You could probably throw a stone at that. It's really close. In fact, that doesn't even look like it's the same bit of film. It looks like it's a load of shit. And it's the military who murder people for a living. So, oh, there's the blast wave. Oh my God, that's terrifying. I can see how that can flatten a city. Oh my God. That was a nuclear blast wave, guys. Oh shit. Shit, I shut my mouth. That was really dangerous looking. Now, go and charge. No, like, yeah, go and charge the nuclear mushroom of highly charged. It's giving off gamma radiation. That doesn't matter. So that's believable, is it? And I've been looking into Ivy Mike and all of the other nuclear tests through the ages, the 50s, the Bikini Atoll tests, the Russians. You know, they had this apparent space race, didn't they? Russia and America, according to the official narrative. And then they got outdone when the Russians sent a man into space, Yuri Gagarin / Neil Armstrong's brother. And yeah, it might be. So they had like, oh, we've got to send a man to the moon now. We better hurry our asses up in the studio and get this on because we're looking really crap at all of this space slack. So because they were playing where's space bullshitters back and forth. They did exactly the same with the nuclear bomb. Oh yeah, the Russians let off the Tsar bomber, which was the biggest bomb ever exploded, a hydrogen bomb. You can have a nuke on a table as well in CGI world, which is what the internet is. Let's have a look at this table nuke go off. So yeah, they like no fear of nukes or anything in my life anymore, and a lot of other false dialectics as well. Because even in the official narrative, it shows you there's not much really going on with nukes, is there? You know, you can just sit in a fucking trench and play cards with the nuclear bomb dropping. So it's not exactly like awesome fearage. You can find this on my Celtic Tatarian channel. There you are. Look, the Celtic Tatarian channel. That is from years and years and years ago when no one actually gave a shit about anything I was saying back then. How times change. So yeah, Hiroshima, and there is that same double mushroom. Looks like a double exposure. Don't prove a goddamn thing. And as I told you just now, I showed you at the time, people who were there in the military think it's all bullshit. I'm not saying people didn't get burnt up, and there were skeletons and damage, but that was the same for Dresden, and that was the same. So they're pretty horrendous pictures. I don't really want to show. And the iconic symbol of the melted cross. Oh, that'd be well trustworthy. And this narrative, that infuses it. The Japanese man who survived both the Hiroshima and Nagasaki atomic bombings during World War II. Now, how many movies have they made with the atom bomb? Not that many. They had one in the Wolverine film in Nagasaki. They've had that Day After Tomorrow. Batman showed a few nukes going off, but what actual nuclear films of nuclear war can you think of? There's not that many, is there? Not that many at all, because they don't want to go on about it because it's bullshit. And apparently they packed it all in now. All of these nuclear installations, the Minuteman silos, and all the other stuff. Oh, it's all closed down now. Oh no, we don't need them anymore. And look at this, the exact same blanket of cloud that you see in San Francisco. I'll show you an image a little bit later. Bikini Atoll tests, perfectly safe. Frogs had 2 heads. Cockroaches got big. And this is apparently photographs taken just after the explosion of Hiroshima. The people who were there, they don't know what happened. The military think, excuse me, the pictures are small. Nothing sort of what they're saying has happened. Look at the buildings are all still there. And that is supposed to be the nuclear cloud after its event. The pictures are pretty horrendous. This is up in the north of the city, and the clothes haven't burnt, have they? They haven't incinerated or anything. They look a bit dirty, they look a bit scruffy, but they're not really, you know, they're not bad, are they? They look a bit scorched, mind. But you get radiation with conventional burning. The wood gives it off, etc. And oh, look. That's what happens. She doesn't give a flying fuck. See how she jumped off her horse, going to help him? She's dead. There's the Kaiser bomber. It was dropped over Nova Zlema back in the day in the 50s. And they said, oh, no, we're not going to be doing that again. And here is your comparison of, believe it or not, San Francisco. Just like Tokyo. Earthquake, firestorm. It's not doing it for me, guys. I'm not buying it. A lot of these trees on the avenues, don't really get it. It's not aerial bombing because the buildings are left untouched. Because of the way this central city hall is all like displaced and everything is out from the one side and not the other side. I rather think it was a combustive wave coming from this way or from the bay. Like that. It's flattening everything. And they would akin it to seismic activity. So I call bullshit. This is quite a horrendous picture. This is Hamburg. Apparently, up to 30,000 people were killed in the bombing of Hamburg. And it was one of the worst bombed cities of World War II, along with Rotterdam, Dresden, Tokyo. And what you see is the buildings are left intact. Same for Berlin, same for Munich, same for all of these major cities in Germany. All the buildings are intact. The trees are all. So it's aerial bombing, is it? Let's have a think about that. Bomb lands in here, explodes. No, there's a tree there. All right, there explodes, and every single building becomes empty. Even over there on the other side of the park. Or even over there, the other side of the park, but the trees are absolutely fantastic. This building's okay, and this church. But everywhere else in Hamburg, look at that. Wow. They look mud flooded. Holy moly, some picture. Oh, yeah, so not one building is undamaged, same as you find in Berlin. Not one building undamaged. How's that even possible? Can't imagine the bombs dropping doing that. I just doesn't ring true in my mind. There's something else going on. Surely to God, something else is going on. So anyway, the great work's coming up next. I'm going to come back for a second because I need to refresh my brain. Welcome a few of you in. So what do you think about that? Do you think that there's such things as nukes and you should be scared of them? Do you think all of them narratives are bullshit? So San Francisco, why wouldn't they put the furniture out? And why are there no cars? Because they're rivals. And everyone else in the previous population got killed is what I would suspect. Strongly suspect. Same for all of these cities. Boston, Chicago, all these fires, anomalous. It's just... So, Nicola Harris got loud ringing noise in audio, Brian. Well, I can't really do much about that. It's the live feed, it is. It's not me. I don't get it when I record it, so it is the live feed. Jersey Bob, authenticity, I doubt it, mate. Everything looks really, really off, especially them San Francisco films. It's just utter devastation. It defies the imagination. It just really, really does. It's just that biblical. 100 years ago. Thank you, Teresa, for linking up my son, Welsh Dragon Metals. He's trying to get to 2,000 subs. Maybe you want to give him a sub. It's also Boston Ray Mudflood, whose channel I've been looking at. He's a Mudflood enthusiast. He does good work here somewhere in the chat. Maybe you should give him a subscribe if you're into Mudflood and check him out, eh? So, Brian. Right, I'm going to have now a organic, I was going to say orgasmic then, organic ginger turmeric shot. You don't need drugs when you got one of them. Okay, they are literally fucking fantastic. They take your brain off with fizziness of stuff. Selective meltage from airships. Well, Ion Kalios, I've surmised that for the last few years, haven't I? Because they had balloon technology and some of the photographs of San Francisco taken from balloons. But it's not matching the sort of aerial bombardments of Europe, but it is looking like the damage on Tokyo or Japan. But none of Europe looks like that, without the exception of Central Warsaw. Don't know what to make of it just yet anyway, but it's a deeper rabbit hole now. Flat Earth. Now, this book I'm going to share with you now, The Great Work. Check it out for yourself, and it tells you quite clearly how little we know about our realities. It tells you about the nature of reality, maybe. I'll go with it, because it talks about manifestation. And it talks about science being the mother of all assumptions. And that's all it is. Now, when I read this, I got a little shiver. I thought, oh, yeah, that just puts it so succinctly, so beautifully. How I feel about the whole affair. So I'm going to read that, and we're going to look at icebergs, and we're going to keep our heads in the sort of flat earthy notion, just for now. Okay, make sure to share this out. Support Flat Earth British. He's in dire straits. Look at him. I know, I look like a man who's not in a band called Dire Straits. 773 of you. Did you actually share this out? I didn't hear a click or anything. Would you? It's as simple as the things. I'm blocked. Well, I can't get on Facebook. I can't get on Twitter, and I can't get on my own fucking YouTube channel. Excuse me swearing, but it is worth it in that case. I want to do thanks as well. Thanks to Charlie last week. I love you, Charlie. You're awesome. And Bob Sykes, who was really lovely, prompted me to make my last post the other day, a couple of days back. So make content, Martin. Be here with us. So I thought, yeah, all right, eh? Planes Drifter. Science died last century. Oh, it's bad for my Brian, it is, at this stage of the game, Plane Drifter. I can't deal with their weirdness. Because just be honest, we're living in a fucking madhouse dealing with a load of crazy people. What does one do? Anyway, we'll just look at green things. That's what doctors should be telling people. Doctor, antidepressed. Instead of giving them pills with terrible side effects that make them proper, really nuts. And they should be telling them to go and have a walk in the country, take their shoes off, get grounded, eat properly is a big one. Probably lay off the drugs and the alcohol, because the cigarettes are a stimulant coupled with the drink, which is a depressant. The two combination, it's going to put you into a world of shit and pain. So people wonder why their lives are like, because of that. I just mentioned, John, it's not difficult to work out. Government approved drugs are for a reason, guys. And look at the effect on British on health generally through them alone. On a plane, love you, flat, accord music. Fam, good to see you, my brother. And he's saying hi to Valerie Parks, who's awesome, lovely. Now, you ready for this Splatooey? Let me have a drink, because I've got to do a little bit of reading, not much. Do the reading, rest of it yourself. But it is a fantastic book. The great work, because it is. I've come across it years ago, but I put it in basically in a thumbnail and lost it. I found it again. I was like, thank God, that book was fantastic. So here we go. Flat Earth. What do we know about the place where we live, really, guys? Really? Well, this might put it into some sort of context that you might get. Okay. You got that? Okay. Coolamundo. Okay, the great work. Now we're going to join it here. First of all, it tells us about physical manifestation of all earthly things, and the stuff that we really know about in a spiritual context is bang on. But this was really interesting. Second class. We assume to know that the earth is round. We not only assume this to be a fact of nature, but we are ready to act upon that assumption. And we do so act without the slightest hesitation, whenever occasion, therefore, may require. But on the basis of actual test, it's doubtful if 1 in 1,000 of the human race, as it exists today, have ever personally demonstrated the truth of that assumption. And we have read books in that it is true. We have been taught in our school studies that it is a fact. We are assured on the considered good authority of others have actually proven it to be beyond all question. And we have had pointed out to use methods by which we have led to believe we might prove the truth for ourselves if we but had the time, money, opportunity, inclination necessary to make the demonstration. But that is all. In other words, the very large majority of us do not, in literal truth, personally know whether the earth is round or a square or cubical or a pyramidical or any other specific definable shape. We only assume so. But in my case, I know, brilliant. In my case, I'm thinking it looks proper flat, and we have seen evidence of this flatness with tests and stuff. But it just goes to show, and this book has got 500 pages of juice on that. It talks about Columbus a bit, but it goes on about the history as well in this, guys. Okay, Benjamin Franklin, Newton, it's important work, action on electricity. So we did some work on static as well as this bullshit on gravity. But it just goes to show he had an interest in why things drop, which is, So yeah, share that book. It's down below in the descriptions box. It's fantastic. I can't read it all, just that flat earthy bit, but it just goes to show that that is right. We just, you know, they keep saying it's a globe, and they got just no evidence for this. You think images, cartoon CGI images for loads from a cabal, makes it true? Yeah, whatever. Right. So icebergs. Been thinking about them for years. I remember back in the day, Aaron fucking Dover posting, he's saying they were fake. I've had some with these comments this week, some people saying relatives have seen them, and they were planning to tow these to the third world for fresh water because they are fresh water. They're fresh water. How is that possible when the sea is salty, you may ask yourself? That is a bloody good question. Well, where do they come from, Martin? Well, that's a good question too, isn't it? Could they be glacial calving, for example, coming down from the North Pole? No, excuse me if I made you jump. No, I really don't think that's the case at all. Some of them are apparently humongous, and you can see them as far south as, say, the one that the Titanic hit. Was the Titanic / Olympic just a psyop, apart from killing an Asta, to infuse the myth or the reality of whether or not these things actually existed? Now, I'm only saying this because I haven't actually set eyes on and I have worked in Arctic waters when I was in the Merchant Navy. My first proper deep sea ship was called the Captain Theo, and she was ice class. And we used to go through sort of slurry, ice packy stuff. Okay. But I'd never, ever seen an iceberg. Now, the second question was, are there any in the southern hemisphere? Somebody said once somebody he knew seen one off of New Zealand. Well, that's not convincing to me, but some sort of indirect evidence that they exist, or what have you. So where do they come from? So I got to thinking, the ones in the north, okay, could they be just a byproduct of the mechanism of Mount Meru, like cooling fluid, breaking off like dry ice and just floating away? And this always happens as a cycle of the artificial system that holds the dome up and probably supports all life here on the magnetism. Anyway, which would be all the life. So I was thinking that, which is sort of interesting. What about the ones in the south? Well, not really sort of convinced about the ones in the south at all. They say that when you go past the 60th and then further on, you hit pack ice. And I've looked at photographs of Scott the Antarctic and stuff. I'm not seeing any icebergs in their photographs out in the water. The water is water like this, and not even any ice packs, but we're only getting their word for it. Does the lack of possible icebergs in Antarctica give weight to our assumption that this place is warmer than they might tell us, or something else, or another continent, or some hidden land? Right, now, whether or not the nukes are true or not, they did shoot missiles up, and I doubt, I'm not going to doubt that in, missiles and rockets, because built rockets myself, and they're not real. And they do go up, and you could stick a big ordnance on them, like a conventional bomb, which some of them, like a thermal barrack bomb, for example, are really very, very powerful, like what you'd expect a nuke to be. So this is the tests that they did in 1962. Now, you can watch some videos, like Max Argent says that this is when they discovered, they knew the dome was there, and they tried to blast their way through. Why would they do that if they knew there was water up there? The water would come in. Did they blast the dome in 1962 in these rainbow tests with explosives to try and, see its structural integrity? Could icebergs be parts of the frozen dome? Why in the North Pole and why only in the South Pole and not everywhere else? Well, it wouldn't exist, these icebergs, in, say, the equatorial regions or the tropics, would they? Because they would melt. And maybe they only fall down where the windows are, like Enoch told us about, in the middle bay and on the Four Angels, right in the extremities, out there somewhere around the outside, what they call the South, if you get my drift. So Operation Dominic. Now, what you find with all of these operations, Ivan Mike, all of the nuclear tests in the atmosphere, they all got like demonic names. So this was under, as I said, the the Kennedy administration. We plan to go to the moon. We plan to do all those cool, funky things. And we're going to send nuclear bombs up to the sky, the atmosphere, and explode them. So basically, rainbow bombs is what they called them. Explode them in the high atmosphere. Could they have cracked some big chunks off? So how could you have frozen water above us? Well, water comes in all sorts of states, guys. Solid water, water you can't penetrate. And then it could be just an acoustic frequency coming from Mount Meru holding the water dome in place, because an acoustic frequency can keep water in stasis or in place. So these are these pathetic nuclear tests. Let me just show you one where they actually hit in the atmosphere, just by here. So they're showing you an explosion, which looks like a sun in these tests. They called them rainbow bombs because some of them gave off beautiful rainbow colors. So are they just CGI? We can't verify any of this shit happened. A bit like them soldiers watching that nuke. That was not believable either. But they do tell us this was the case. Were they trying to get to the dome? This is probably the narrative for the Tower of Babel. Were they trying to bust through? They know that this place has only got a certain height to it. In my mind, guys, 12 kilometers up, 12 kilometers down. That's the up and down dimensions of this place. How spooky and weird is that? So could they have, why were they doing it? Why would you test nuclear bombs in the atmosphere? At the time, they were saying, A, there's no legality to it. So they're saying it's not legal. The French did it. The British did it. They all had to go at these atmospherical tests. No legality to it. And they said that the theory was that it was going to ignite the entire of Earth's atmosphere, but they weren't worried about that. So there was further ones. There's Operation Hard Track, high altitude tests. Also, the French had to go as well. And off of Australia as well, had some altitude tests. And this has just been released. Ex-military stuff, which will show you, excuse me, the effects of these rainbow bombs on separate tests. So yeah, they had basically years and years and years and years of tests. They say, excuse me, there. They say they had years and years and years of tests. Ugh. So that's the height. Teak was one of their biggest missiles. Got to that height, 250,000 feet. Is that so? So Yucca, 85. Orange got to, 33. And Teak got to that height. So they say. Energy, participation, radio extent, scaling laws, radio, and radar. That's interesting. So yeah, why were they doing it? Why were they shooting apparently nuclear bombs or just missiles would be really shit at the dome? Because it is up there. Okay, what people think. I'm a domer. There's enough evidence, guys. You know, were these missiles on a timer or were they actually hitting the dome? Do you get me? How did they know that it would explode where it did? I'm just saying, are these on proximity mines that they hit the dome and then they explode? Remember GeoShifter, my brother GeoShifter once posted a space rocket which got a camera on the front and you could just see the thing concertina down and crumple up. Yeah, there's a weather balloon there. It's a weather balloon there. Sorry about the glitching. You get the buffing. You get that with these sort of films. So, well, bullshit nuclear tests, which are, to my mind, conventional explosives, unless any of you can film and reenact the double split experiment. Not that would actually prove that nuclear missiles existed. I just think it's weird, you know, that communism fell and they had all these suitcase nukes that have been all like smuggled out of the Eastern Bloc, and you just bullshit. It's bullshit on toast, all of it on toast, guys, with thick lashings of butter. There you are. There's another one. So 700, nearly 800 of you watching. If, and it's a good buzz when this happens, guys, if you all shared this out now, right, we could get 1,000 people in here for Martin Lidkar's Flatterday night. It would be fantastic. And there may be jugs later. We'll have to see, though. Okay. Thermal, fireball. Okay, we've had enough of nukes for this moment. But you can see these movies. They're linked to other nuclear tests. These from the Internet Archivage. And they will roll up down there. Okay. Dominic, Hard Track. Operation Ivy. That's another one. Operation Castle. And all these nuclear tests. A lot of them atmospheric. Is there a connection between them and anomalous fresh water icebergs that are anomalous, if you ask me anyway? The North Pole. Now, I've been tempted. My son's got a brilliant rowing boat. We could cross the Pacific. Probably, maybe not, but we could get to the North Pole. Now, this is a Russian submarine that crashes up through, like, literally the North Pole. I don't know if it's the magnetic or geographic North Pole. They didn't really state, but they do say that it's so thin, the ice on the North Pole polar cap, that a Russian submarine, the military again, proper trustworthy, can bust up through it. This is also a film that I would love to show you of them delivering nuclear generators to Antarctica. Again, lack of icebergs. This is coming to the approaches. Also, again, lack of ice caps going to the approaches. I just don't see them on any. Oh, thanks, Nick. Any of the approaches of Antarctica, you never see ice pack and you never see icebergs. And they show you them delivering nuclear power generators, they say, in the 1950s. But if you check in the Antarctica Treaty today, they will say that there's never been any nuclear power there. And it's banned from the island, which is absolute bullshit because I can prove. The reason I'm not playing it for you is the last time I did, I literally got a copyright. So that happens. Right. Let's have a little bit of a giggle. Arwin, obviously the ice is not that thick on that spot. Well, yeah, thinking along them lines. Thank you for that, Arwin. I really, really do respect your mind and anything that comes out of it. Now, everyone's got to play this. Everyone's got somebody that is rather distasteful in the contemporary world, have they not? Musicians will be allowed, okay? Starting Lee from Iron Maiden, Slice of Life. No, I'm not doing that. Right, not Jezza, because he's okay. I like Jezza. He punched a guy in the BBC. Some Ponzi guy brought him over fucking rabbit foods, and he's like, I'm a man. I need a manwich. Right, so now it's time, okay, to kick a celebrity in the bollocks. Today's first contestant is... Oh, thank you, Eve. Come on, any contestants? Neil deGrasse. Right, Neil deGrasse needs to bend over and get one of those kicks to crack him right on that bit between the bum and the balls where it really, really hurts. That's where he needs a kick. Right. You heard that, didn't you, Neil? And you went, ooh, well, that's what you're going to get. Don't let them get their hands on you. They're not nice like me, Neil. I'm just saying. Jimmy Savile's ghost, Adam Cook. Yeah, kick him, chemically castrate him with an exorcism. Yeah, that would be good. Rich, what's he saying? Hiya, Rich. What's happening, my brother? Okay. Anybody else got any? Brian Cockler's cock. No, won't work. Sorry, Helen. He's one of those switcheroonies, obviously. Have you ever seen him when he was on that terrible band, Doreen? Well, have a look because he got like long hair. I got long hair, but no, he looks like a proper girl. I'm just saying. There's no way that he's not. Anyway, Maria, is Lee Flat Earth British still around? Yes, Maria, we speak like probably every day. He's still around. Don't worry, he's fab. Paul from Newcastle. Good to see you, my friend. Don Petite. Oh, let's have a little think about that. I don't know about kicking Don Petite in the bollocks, guys. I don't know if I want to hurt him. It's pitiful enough as it is. Think about it. And then he'd cry. Let's think about Don Petite crying for a moment. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I can't do that. Not even in a nanosecond could I do that. So, bend over and fill my crack in, says Jughead. Who is that? Is that a person's name? Might be a new band. It's difficult to say with some of these band names. So, Big Mike. I don't know who that is. I wouldn't say anything about any Big Mikes anyway. Kick the lizard's holograms buttocks. What are you trying to say, Dave? No, really, what are you trying to say? You're trying to say I'm a hologram? I might be. I don't know. I'm having to think about it anyway. I asked myself in the mirror, am I a hologram? And I checked out to see if I had lizard eyes or anything. Yeah. Or lizard tongue. Yeah. I got scales. I got scales on my willy. Yeah. I use them for weighing stuff. True story. Yeah. No, it's not. That's not. Feeling all scaly right now. Right. Okay. David Attenborough. Yeah. He's a total fucking shill. I was hoping a fucking grizzly bear would eat him. And the Pope. Yeah. The Pope can have a kick in his bollocks. Yeah. And his fish head. He can have a kick in his fish head and his bollocks. And all Popal people, they can all have a big whapping steel toe cap, Dr. Martin boot, and a bit of a swing to that as well. So that boot really connects as well. You know, the ones, the bollock squishers. Ladies, trust me, it's not good. Okay. You wouldn't know anyway. Unless you've been taking steroids and you've got little bollocks all of a sudden, which is not good. Don't take steroids. That might happen. And it will, you know, you won't be able to sit down properly. Yeah. And men, you know, men, right? We actually sit on our bollocks. We can do. I'm particularly dangly, eh? It's awful. You ever done that, guys? Yeah. Don't ever ping them. Don't ever ping them. You're bad. You're really, really bad. Anybody else want to kick a celebrity? Matthew McConaughey. He's gone flat earth, though, Annie Kate. But he did wear a mask in the middle of nowhere like a little prick. So, no, we won't go with that. He's a masko. He's worse than Paul McCartney. Okay. David Icke is a tranny diversion, says Jeffrey Bale. Yeah. I don't care what you say about David Icke, and I'm just going to go, yeah, even if it's really unpleasant, because I don't even care. Bono, isn't it weird how, like, you two are like the band you love to hate? Like, I've seen them twice. They were fantastic. But Bono, right? Did all of these guys, do they all actually know, guys, that they're definitely going to get public execution somewhere along the line? Do they actually know this? They probably don't, do they? Somebody should tell them. No, don't worry about it. Don't tell them. Yeah, Bono haven't got bollocks. Who are you trying to fucking kid? Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is still making films and people are still watching them, guys. Yeah? What the fuck is wrong with everyone? Matt Hancock. Well, he's cursed with that name, isn't he? Hancock for the rest of his life. Bandana. Alec Baldwin. Yeah, he can have a kick in the bollocks. He's too cruel to his children. You can't touch him with a gun on sight as well. Because he blows people's heads off and gets away with it as well. But it's all right because he's who was married to Demi Moore? What was his name? Not the young one, Kirsten. Come on, yippee-yi-yay! Hunter Biden. That's unkind. You can't kick Hunter Biden in the bollocks. You can't kick John Wayne in the bollocks, Jughead. What the fuck are you saying? That's like kicking Clint Eastwood in the bollocks. Ashton Kutcher. No, I knew about him. He's the bastard love child. This is how weird it is. He's the bastard love child of Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. Did you know that? It might not be true, but it's something definitely weird going on there, wouldn't you say? And Demi Moore, she's built like a brick shithouse. I mean, she got veins sticking out of her neck, in her arms, everywhere. And I admit she must take a. We'll okay you. Yeah, she's like proper butch, isn't she? So there's something going on. Fuck me, I'm good. I mean, honestly, how do I come up with this shit? Well, what I do is I read a lot and work a lot. Bad magician, Cindy. I try not to be bad languaged. Fuck me, it was the title book. I wouldn't actually say that. Right, Charles Dickens, David Copperfield. What? Yeah, it's pretty crude. I know. Right. We used to have like they call like hair a bayonet. Yeah, a bayonet in Britain. Yeah, you got to get your bayonet cut, Matt. As my friends say to me. And they used to stick a basin on your head and cut around the outside. You look like Pam Ayres or something, or a member of the Beatles, a mop top. And then you go to school and get your head kicked right in for looking so gay. This is a good way of dealing with your fringe, right? And look what it's called: cellulose tape. Not sellotape, cellulose tape. Stick it across the fringe and cut it. That would work, wouldn't it, if you put it on straight? Cat bowl. Cat bowl works, Jughead. Get a nice cut off a cat bowl. Okay. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Wonder Sauna hot pants. Long hot pants. So I'm not sure if they work, but they were about back in the day. I'd have a go. I bet they feel lovely and warm on. Hmm? All cutchy around the middle bits. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, it might be all right, guys. Don't knock it until you can try it. Anyway, eat, and always stay thin. No diet, no baths, no exercise. Fat is that enemy that is shortening your life. Banished. How? With sanitized tapeworms. Jar packed. Friends from the fair form. So easy to swallow. Okay, so you can buy in back in the day. I think I got one. I think he loves me though. He never shows up, but I'm constantly hungry, guys. So back in the day, this could make a good revival. I literally feel I can see a business plan emerging here, guys. Yeah, sanitized tapeworms, so you can ingest them. I don't know if that would be like, what method for taking them would be. But yeah, that would do it, wouldn't it, guys? Better than a gastric band. So witness the power of the atomic bomb, $3. So basically, you can literally buy them goggles and go and visit a nuclear bomb test. They'll keep you a couple of miles away. They'll take your money and you've got to sit in a trench and face your back towards it until it's all over with while they're exploding explosives. But it keeps the world in fear for the next 40 odd years in the Cold War, or however long it was. There you are. The Nuclear War Fun Book. Okay, this is what we were all going to do. We were going to all live underground where the bombs were dropping. Nuclear war game puzzles, nuclear tests, multiple choice, and multiple warheads. Fallout's a good game. How red is the little shit schoolhouse? Very fucking red. These goddamn Marxists, they're in every rook and cook and cranny. I think you should have one of those, them giant courts like you had in America back in the 1950s, the McCarthyist era, I think it was called, and just have everyone up for communism. Definitely Johnny Depp, he's a communist. They're all communists. Nah, I don't know. I don't know that for definite, guys. Don't quote me on that, though. But I reckon they're in every schoolhouse. So this is that film. The Day After with Jason Roberts came out in the 1980s. Horrendous film. The nuclear bomb dropped on the city of Lawrence near Kansas City. I remember that because it's my son's name. And yeah, it was pretty shit. Worse than the real event if it ever happened. Now, they really nailed it. Look, they got a globe. So two out of two. No, they never got anything, did they? Portraits of stars. What they may have looked like in the year 2000. Well, so Michael Jackson turned into I can't remember his name. I keep having brain farts. Yeah, he turned into a white man, basically, didn't he? And then he went, Diana Ross is like literally playing in my city today. Like literally, she's playing in Cardiff Castle today. Who gives a fuck? I know. And she lived happily ever after in a VW camper van. That looks nice, though, don't it? In all fairness, out in the wilderness, away from all them crazy motherfuckers. Animals talking shit about people. I reckon they do it, guys. I reckon they do it. People are horrible. They talk shit about people. I reckon animals definitely do it. I reckon your cat is proper dishing you. To the neighbour's cat. See her in there. She's a right bitch. She gives me 2 portions of kitty cat a day, and I have 3 because they're a bit psycho cats, as you know. I think that's legit. Bill, at my bowl and go fuck yourself is what your cat is really thinking of you. I'm sorry. I know you love your cat. I love cats. I love all cats. I love all animals. But they're like sort of independent. They choose you. This is why a stray cat is always the best pet. If they turn up a cat, and they jump on you and they're like, lick, I like you, I'm keeping you. That's the animal to keep. That would be an awesome cat to keep. Yeah. Other cats, they're just like basically using your ass for food. They don't really like you. And if you were locked in and you died in your apartment, give her a week and your cat will eat your face. It is. Oh, It happens to every cock when they reach 40 years of old, right? Now, contrary to what I said about dangly bollocks earlier, that's not actually true. Guys in chat, that is not actually true. Okay, just make sure you all know that. So, psychopath, sociopath. Let's examine psychopathy of. Now, if you are a fan of any of these two, I do apologize. I like Trump. He's really got fluffy hair. He's got bad habits, especially towards women. But we'll give him that he's like human and real and non-CGI. So he's a psychopath, definitely, because he has to be a narcissist to be like a business billion squillionaire. So lack of guilt, remorse, and empathy. Well, that's been proven over and over again. Pretending to feel emotions. Yeah, you wouldn't cry even if someone stepped on your toe. Inability to form true emotional attachments. No, they can't do that. Narcissists or psychopaths. They pretend to by acting as other people. They take facets of other people's personalities and they build up false personalities based on other people, is what narcissists will do, and construct fake narratives for multiple personalities as well. Dishonesty. So I think Trumpsky definitely may be a little bit dishonest. Manipulative behavior, narcissism, and superficial charm. That fits him down to the ground. Right. Sociopath, psychopath, schizo, who is Boris the Johnson. Lack of remorse or guilt and empathy may be present in some cases. No. Some emotions are felt, rage, but are shallow and fleeting. So they may show some emotion, a sociopath. Didn't know that. May form close attachments to one of or too few individuals. I didn't know that either. Constant irresponsibility and repeating violations of the law. Oh, a sociopath does that. Well, that's why you got one in power. That's what he is. Constant lying and deception, aggressive and reckless behavior in all forms. There you are. Living on a budget. Affordable pets for poor children. I mean, that's pretty good. I really think that's really good. The Jewish Japanese Sex and Cookbook on How to Raise Wolves by Jack Douglas. I think this is an important book. I think this is one everybody should have. There's fireworks going off outside. I do not know why. Oh, it always spoiled the mood for Peter when Linda asked him to pull her finger. That's not funny. Could be worse. Could have asked to smell it. Oh, that's shit. Man Viagra stolen. Police in search of hardened criminals. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know what they are. Anyway, Meltology time. You there, Jen? You there, Bill? So I went into digital archives and I found some old photographs of America, but back in the day, Arizona cactuses. They're not real. They're a psyop cactus. I don't believe they're real, but they do give you like painted rocks or the ruins near Great Casa or explosions, ruins near Great Casa there. So let's have a little look at some of these Meltologies. Now they are stereoscopic images and they are rather early, 1883. So let's check out that. What it could be, I do not know, but it definitely looks like it may be a little bit on the, melted side. Let's have a little mag in. So, Asian structure in America. So, these people who take these stereoscopics, like Bill was saying last night, these are the first people in there really after a reset. And, oh, God, that looks a bit like clips and that we see. Could be like melted cities and stuff. Let me go back and pull up another picture. Excuse me. So they got some nice pictures of riverboats and stuff up by there then. Did you see? Anyway, so what's painted stones? Let's have a look at painted stonage. So that's a bit of the old world. 1870, these stereographs are from. And somebody's taken the time to... Probably this is all building, and that was on the building rather than when it was like intact. Right. So this is the only way I can go through them. These are interesting. Look at these rocks in a canyon. I also found good images like you were showing last night, Grand Canyon with them windows and stuff. Found some cool images of them today. Check that out, guys. It's a bit blackened compared to them. Look at this tree. Rock in the Canada Shallow. 950 feet high. That's pretty bloody high. It looks like a skyscraper anyway. So let's have a little look at a Meltology. So get over to Jen's channel. And you know Jen, she done a talk for me in the convention. What's this? Cool, look at that, guys. Let's have a little zoomage on this. Let's have a little zoomage. Well, some big canyon. Angel Cove. Well, it's a bit of a precarious place to sit anyway. But yeah, these people know, like whether or not they know what they're looking at, they do, you know, make the efforts to take the photographs. It's like I'm sure some of them must know. Right, Cathedral of Zanzibar. Let's have a look at that a minute. That looks interesting. They've got some good people stuff in here. The link is below if you want to take your time, more time than I'll be taking, because time is moving on. Well, there's only mud outside that, and a bit of railage and a bit of shit outside, what you normally expect to see. 1880 on that one. Strange dome as well. Don't know what this tower is. That's a different sort of church. Machine. Appears to be the door in the front of that church machine was half buried in mud. Did I just miss that? I think that'd be important. No, it's a wall. Okay, it's a wall. Oh, excuse me. I lost it. Right there. Okay. Still high pitch interfering sound. Is that so? I don't know where it's coming from, guys, honestly. It doesn't happen when I record it, only when it's live. So I can only apologize for any high pitch soundage. Right, let's have a little look. But you can still hear me, can't you? Okay. Back in the old days of YouTube Hangouts, we put up with all sorts of stuff. God, look at this. Oh, that does look like Grand Canyon. It really does look like the Grand Canyon. Oh, it's in Arizona, that one. Excuse me. Okay. So, it is a Grand Canyon. Bloody says there, Colorado. Why does it say Arizona on there? It's weird. Anyway. I'm moving on. So, make sure to check them out. They are linked below. So, another narrative that I look into quite a bit is the American Civil War, which is highly suspect. The whole narrative for the building of the dome, the war that raged in the, 1860s. Look at that for a mud flood. Oh, they're not coming up big. They did it the other day. Sure they did. And the dead of Antietam, all arranged shots. And all of these photographs, for not all of them, but most of them, were found in the roof of a greenhouse in Maryland. And that's our official narrative that any of this shit went down. So there's the Washington Monument apparently being built. And it's all just, it's in a field. There's nothing going on. In fact, for most of the American Civil War, there doesn't seem to be much going on. This is the famous Gettysburg Dead, which the guy who took the photograph admitted that he set up that photograph. So that's another narrative. The destruction doesn't fit us any way. Excuse me. Like for Richmond, it's got like some sort of weird Greco-Romano temple. Looks like a bit of Rome. Fantastic architecture. And apparently Cannon Fire's done this in... That doesn't even look like 1865. It's just like another world. And in America too. Sorry about these small images. And this dome, you know, they got a war raging. Hundreds of thousands are being killed. Apparently. And... you know, Lincoln's got to stick this fucking dome on the... And I don't even trust these photographs. So there's Lincoln's cubicle in the Ford's Theatre. where he's going to be executed or and whatever. It doesn't even matter if it's true or not. That's the narrative. Fort Sumter, a star fort that apparently kicks off the American Civil War. Auctions Negro slaves, apparently, sold in the 1860s, along with all nationalities, when you look into it. One thing I found out yesterday is, I think it was on that show, it's something I read. A good majority of North American Indian chiefs were female. They just show you on the narrative that, Sitting Bull and all the ones that we know are men. But a lot of the chiefs were women in the tribes. So there's Ulysses S. Grant, ended up president of the United States of America for a brief spell. And all they give you is soldiers posing, the odd dead body. And that is the reality. They tell you he ended up mayor of New York for a while. McLaughlin with apparently President Lincoln, who's 7'20". So Washington Monument's gone up a bit by then. So a lot of people turned up there, isn't there? These wooden shacks. I wonder what they're doing there. A lot of arrivals, maybe. Reveille. And there's what Washington looked like back in the day. An inactive fountain. And can you see this thing here? So somebody suggested in my comments in my last video, I show rails around a fountain. Somebody suggested, could it be the water actually creating the charge that's picked up by these things around the fountain? Oh, that's interesting. And check this thing here. Can you see it? It's like a long pole. And on top is what looks like, it's the lamppost. For fuck's sake. I thought it was on its own. Anyway, look at all the mud flooders. Washington, D.C., which used to be called Rome, by the way, when it was the old world, and built on a swamp, like St. Petersburg. And it's not part of the United States, like London, central London, City of London is not. It's its own country. Some of it is box standard. The buildings are certainly not, but as you can see, it's just mud and open guttering. There's a duck board to take you onto the pavement. It's the sidewalk. But they still got what looks like maybe a tram. Is that a tram? Is that a car? Anyway, as you can see, a lot of these steel poles with just mud. I wonder about them. These steel poles are everywhere. So, Washington, D.C. Very interesting. I will cover the Civil War again. A further date. Now, Flatterday to go, which is today's Flatterday shared pics. And I'm going to come back now in a minute. I have 694 of you watching, just under 700. Please share this out. Please support Fat Earth British, who is in like fucking deep shit, and that would be brilliant. If you feel my work is worthy in any way, and I guess like the general effort I make for truth in general. Right, this is the Kaaba in Mecca. They do a toroidal or a torus around this in Mecca, don't they? Create a torus. There's a bit of a stone here, looks like onyx or something. That is supposed to be given to the people by the angel, the angel Gabriel. So there's all stuff below it. Look, there's like a door there and somebody sticking out of it. There's stuff underneath it. There's a large room in there. There's higher doors, which there's a sill. It's like a building, guys, inside, and it goes below ground level. Shit, that made me jump. So they hide what it is. This is a supernatural item, guys. It's the center of the Muslim faith. This is like juicy. They cause a toroidal, a torus around it. That is really annoying. Sorry about the fireworks. Right. Mesopotamian or Stone Age. Okay, right. So, or Syrian. What are we looking at here exactly? So I think that's a palm tree. So what's this square thing with the 4 dots? And what's this guy doing here with that? This is like far off antiquity. And you always see this like inky sort of dude, okay, arriving with this fiery thing behind him. fiery thing behind him, which looks like it's a portal. How many films are out now with portal technology, guys? Have you? No, that's not annoying at all. Just give me a minute, guys. Can you and myself think with the bloody fireworks? No, it's not for Diana Ross, Rob. It's just generally, it's probably fucking for the government or something. They're all like massively a babo everywhere. Anyway, so I don't know what's going on there. Hang on a minute. Sorry about this, guys. Share this out if you can, please, on Facebook and Twitter and everywhere, far and wide. So they sold absolutely everything in these shops. And what you do get a lot of is hardware shops in the Victorian era. Okay. I mean, they sell drugs. Yeah. And these would be real drugs as well. You can get any drug you want. Yeah. They got opticians, chemists, dispensing chemists. You can get your eyes tested and get a pair of glasses. The size of that match. Like literally, they cater for absolutely everything in these stores. And like day stores where they don't want to serve you. Got some chopsy teenager chewing gum on a phone. Can't even be bothered serving you. The service is horrendous in Britain, by the way. Like people tell me that's the main reason why they visit America on holiday is the exceptional service. They know how to blow smoke up your ass. If you're spending money, they should be doing a bit of suckholing, shouldn't they, really? Instead of just like, don't want to serve you. So anyway, this is what they were up to in antiquity. Maybe you didn't know. Risen from the dead. They're saying that people were like coming back to life here in the Victorian era, a bit like Frankenstein. Wonder if that was a thing. Wonder if it'd be a thing again, like zombie age. It might not be true. Who knows? So let's have a look at the antique world. So there's a big building to go in such a narrow street, don't you think? But again, these trapdoors going down below to the basement levels. People just there, loads of people there in the corner. So I'm guessing that might be more of a slummy area. And this one certainly is. There's nothing here. This is just mud. Oh no, there is cobble. Wow, what a mess that is. Again, steps in the air. Cincinnati, that is. And this is Madrid. Check this out, though. Madrid's got like stunning architecture. But again, where is everybody, man? It's an empty city. This church, is it just going up or is it just being repaired? Because to my eyes, the same as what we see in all of these pictures. It's already there. It's in scaffold, but it's already there. Is it under repair? Refurbishment. Check out the obelisk. Jen was mentioning last night on her post on the ripple effect about all obelisks in antiquity had gold on them. She's bang on. I included that in my first book, The Holy Grail of Our Flat Earth. Possibility of them using electrum on the top of the obelisks, etc., for conductive purposes for the circuit board cities. So there's no people around, is there? Madrid, beautiful architectures, trees, brand spanking new. How new are they? Not very old. Not very old. Not very old. Maybe a one big one there. But well, intents and purposes, it's a reset city and no one is at home. This is in India. This one's had a bit of a bash, a bit of a melting. Not sure what this is. Bit of a gadget to do with it. The dome thing. And this thing. Let's have a look. Look at the entrance to this. It looks a bit Phoenician. It is. With the bell. So that entrance. Ooh, excuse me. Let's have a look. So there's underground stuff here. Oh, look at this thing. Crazy Stone Age on it. But this entrance is a bit weird. That thing looks like it went up really, really high. And the entrance is just so strange compared to this stonework, isn't it? Weird. So yeah, they just build in like massive Tatarian structures like this, or like just out in the mud, out in the thick, gloopy doopy mud. No pavement going up to them, no path. And that looks proper weathered to me, that does. That looks really old and weathered. Would you disagree with me? Doesn't look like it's a new build. It looks bloody filthy up by there. So why is it in the mud? And they've got all the tech on the roofs. Think they're CB aerials? Nay. Nay, 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 nay. So love is a blind whore with mental disease and no sense of humour. That may be a true quote. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. It is a bit mental, isn't it? People lose all rationality in love, don't they? They think the stupidest shit in the world. What are you going to do? Spit a spell on me. Ding, ding, ding. So this is going underground. Look at the size of this this building. Massively disproportionately top heavy. The temple bit is at the top. So as the floodwater comes up to here, step off, go in there. And then you've got that up there as well. Or it could be part of the Superboat City technology. But look at it. Wow. That's in Madrid as well. There's a few people around now. And this is something to do with the Madrid Underground, possibly. Well, that's a bigger building. So, in Britain, back in the 1800s, you could fall asleep and wake up in the British Royal Navy. They used to Shanghai you. Yeah, they used to have press gangers to like literally get you drunk in port. This happens a lot in Cardiff. And then you would wake up in the British Royal Navy, which wasn't apparently all that back in the day. Also, they train children. I don't know if they do this shit in the modern day. They don't in like British cities, that's for sure. Sea training. And they are like literally whippersnappers, aren't they? And they're on a big ship with cannons and stuff. And it's a sail ship. And there's probably hundreds of them. So this is what they do. They train like Navy stuff with big cannons. That's how different it is to now. It's weird. Gustav door. And what we got here is weirdness. So the Phoenician is not going to have any clothes on. But what is this here? It's an interesting, weird thing from the Middle Ages, isn't it? Somebody's got a bellows, like a demon's got a bellows in the back of its head. Oh. And this looks so futuristic. It's like out of Space 1999. And what's the Cherepanewski doing? High strangeness with this. And the Cherepanewski's got a pair of stilts, like a toy, for walking up in the air. Like giants do. Weird. Not what you'd expect, is it? So more Cincinnati. Beautiful, though. You go mag right down with these photographs. Like, right down. Do you know what? Why is he walking with a face like a smacked ass and his arms folded on the defensive? Yeah, you trip over, you're going to fall on your face. You need your hands to save yourself in case you fall. Wow, look how clear this is. This is time traveling, guys. Look, they can get drugs there. They used to sell powders of a pink powder, a blue powder, and it would all like be addictive. Everyone was off their nut, properly off their nut back in the days. You know that, don't you? Mm-hmm. Watch your powder or watch your poison. Look at all the shit in the air. It blocks out all the antiquity. So I'm going to look up here. Ooh. Sorry, let me just, we're doing inspezione. Still a bit suicidal on the road crossing here, aren't they? Still covered up. Everyone is fantastic, turned out. Whoa, this tram looks a bit good. Electric. So all the women got hats on. These look electric lights. They sure are. They're electric light bulbs. A bit of advertising here. Look at the size of these buildings. Whoa. Look at that. Something Life, Metropolitan Life building. And all the Phoenician decorations always up on the top, out of the ice, out of the sight of your eyes for some reason. Well, that is fantastic. You can mag right in on that. Oh, it's the human ear. Isn't it weird how ear is like Earth? So it's got ear in it. And it's also golden ratio. It's Fibonacci as well, isn't it? I don't know what sort of shell this is. And look at the structure of it. You go right down on it. It's like honeycomb. Oh, Perfect. I can't be. Some people do argue the golden ratio, but like it's not in absolutely everything, but it is in that, and it's like the year, and it's like it can't be really denied, can it? So, like I mentioned earlier in the post about these smoke screens. Now, I'm guessing no smoke without fire and a firestorm, but again, why, get a few chairs here, nobody's running, nobody's going, the buildings are falling out, nobody's moving their furniture to the street, and this is a mud flood street, by the way. They're just watching while there's a smoke screen. They don't know what's happening behind there. This is meant to be Nagasaki, as you can see. People are just watching it, watching the apparent atomic bomb. And it doesn't even look like a mushroom cloud. It looks like another smoke screen or just a photoshopped image to infuse their bullshit. So back in the day, you could go on one of these caravans or these, go out into the west, yeah, and they would give you a bit of prairie, and you could be like Little House on the Prairie. And look, they take a piano with you, so you can tinkle the ivories. And they used to have prairie races as well, and if you win, you would get loads of land, and you could get a bit of Oklahoma. Unfortunately, that didn't go down well for him with the Dust Bowl incident, which is probably deliberate anyway. But yeah, wasn't it good? I wish they'd do that now. It's all about living space, isn't it? It was about living space with Hitler. It's like, oh, we're taking over the world because we need some living space for the German people. It's like, well, you're already managing quite well in your limits, aren't you? Why do you need the fucking rest of it all? You get my drift? So it's about that now. It's like there's more here, there's more land in here with us and elsewhere. This place is big, 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 big. And this is just a little bit of it. So it's supposed to be 24,000 miles on the equator. How big is this fucking thing? It's not even big. Hollywood land. See? I'm not the only one that says this. America land, England land, and Hollywood land. Other people have. So as you can see, there was sweet nothing there going on. So one giant step for humanity. One giant crock of shit for everybody else. So there it is with a Hasselblad camera. And look at the size of the moon. It just fascinates me that here's the horizon here, and in the visor here, oh, it's over there. So it's only from there to there. It's not a very big moon, is it? I don't know. I know. Your wristwatch, you want to check that in case you need air, because you've got to go back in there, because apparently there's loads of air in that, and you'll be all okay and cutchy again when you're depressurized. So brilliant images, aren't they? From the moon, guys. The moon. Look, it's got dust. Moon dust. No, it's real. All right, it's not, because I think the Dutch royal family sent their moon sample back and said, actually, this is a piece of wood. We've had it looked at. Yeah, woeful, isn't it? They're photographs of lunar landings, because it's like in a studio. Here they are on the way to the moon. Wow, it's so bright in dark, deep black space, because you didn't see any stars. You said that, didn't you, when you went all vacant and weird when you got back after your mind control meltdown, all the bullshit. So let's have a look. We're on the way to the moon. There's loads of room in the limb. Well, they must have had it all right. I wouldn't leave all of that wire hanging around, though. Oh, it's green. Have you actually gone anywhere, or are you in an actual plane and not doing anything at all? No, we're real. You can trust me. I'm a Freemason. Okay, but you look the trustworthy type. I'll go with that. Why have you got green out your window when you're on the way to the moon? Shh. Sorry. I'm just looking at what out of the window, Buzz, because you told us on the press conference, yeah. So Michael Collins says, I don't remember seeing any stars. He gets a kick in the shin off of Armstrong, who sat next to him. And then they construct this myth about, oh, well, maybe we've seen them. We don't know. So what's he looking at if they've never seen any stars? Blackness. Well, it's not black. It's really fucking bright, isn't it? And green. Do you know why? Because it's in a plane. So you dun, 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 bullshit. Dun, 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 dun. So all the Sahara's like a sandy brown colour. Don't even worry about it, because this thing in space, it's got a few gaps. It won't matter. This workmanship cost the American taxpayer $12 squillion to put this rocket up in space. It's a beautiful bit of engineering, and as I'm sure you'll appreciate the quality that's gone into this. It's stunning, stunning work. It was knocked up in NASA's Arts and Crafts department only yesterday. Okay, well, I hope that's not light. So yeah, you've got to agree that their workmanship compared to, supposed to be like the biggest investment like ever sending men to the moon. It's really weirdly crap. So I use other space agencies, they all get it on it. These, right? JAXA, the Japanese, completely fucking nuts. Okay, so they give them flowers. Hang on, you've been in outer space. You could have picked up some space germs and come and killed us all with the release of space germs. So this ball made of metal re-entered into space. They'd be thousands of degrees. Didn't matter to them. They weren't fucking microwaved or fried chicken. And this thing is made of metal. It looks like metal inside as well. So I don't know what actually protected them from the heat. Maybe somebody could tell me what specific heat shielding that this pod actually had. Because it haven't got any because it's burnt the fuck from what they put on there to make you think that this thing re-entered. They should be traumatized, half dead. That flooded the floor. Look at them. And why are they saluting? They're all mental. Shut up. Go away. Go to the kitchen and make yourself a nice cup of shut the fuck up already. Please go away. This is that monastery or that temple in Cambodia, in Phnom Penh, the Lee Flat Earth British subscriber channel. Yes, he's around. Yes, he's fine. Showed that sparking and used it back in the day. Look at that for tech. It looks mint. And everything's like lit up. Oh, look at that though. Gadgetry. Gadgetry. Yeah, so you wouldn't you? Just watch the fire. Don't go anywhere. So, obviously, the flat Earth could never look like this because it's a Mercator map and the clouds are really massive. But it gives you an idea of how they could hide land. It could be a bit of ice, bit of land, and out here, oogles and oogles of other stuff. I love to go on a plane. Plane shows you how flat it all is. And it comes up to eye level, both sides, both windows. Always, no matter how high you are, it always comes up to eye level. So how are you getting around if you wanted to go to the village fair in 1831? You were going on an automobile, obviously. In Leipzig, this could be Leipzig, not sure. Leipzig, yeah. You get on that beautiful, beautiful canal bargee looking painted thing and go off. It's a bit cold, they look. But it's steam powered. And it's in 1831, guys. Proper buses. Here, London had one. I went from London to Birmingham steam coach. I think that says 35. But early anyway. And look at the M5 motorway. The M5 going up north. Mud, because it doesn't exist yet. But they still managed to get to Birmingham. It's all Phoenician stuff on it as well, isn't there? So they had a lot of steam-powered stuff. So this is out in the middle of nowhere in a load of bricks and stuff in China land. It looks a bit Mongolian. What do you reckon that is? Well, we can establish that it's in the Far East because it's got Chinese writing all over it. So, what would we think it is then? Is it something to do with giants? Because I can't imagine why men would produce such a large receptacle, because you would not be able to pick this up, would you, in reality? So, what do you think it is? Bell? Soup bowl for a giant? Tech? All of these new films, like Doctor Strange and all of these films, they're all giving us little bits of truth, and suddenly they're coming out with it. And it's all about interdimensionality. It's all about like wormhole technology. Yeah. So this was apparently a reality back in the Middle Ages, guys. God, look how black his eyes are. Both of them look dead. Soulless. Bitty. They had bitty. How a men got bitty back in the day? And if you Google now, men having babies, it says, yeah, men can have babies. Don't even tell me how that's even possible. I don't even know. I'm confused about the whole affair. Sorry if that just affected you, Brian, in any way. Nice boob, mate. Thanks. So in the Renaissance period, how do you communicate? Super futuristic headwear. So is a ears cold? These are made of metal. They would be colder. So not for keeping your ears warm. And this bit here sips on top like there with a jewel. Could be part of the tech. And these, you see them on Phoenician artworks. You see them on Carthaginian statues. These are what I would think is headphones. She's probably listening to Frank Zappa as we speak. But Middle Ages version. Zap! So, Meltology. I'm definitely going to get Bill and I'm going to get Jenny over to this channel, turn you on to this bit more. I know I've been talking about it a lot, but every time I talk about it, other YouTubers make videos complaining about me making it. Not that I give a fuck about that, because sort of shows their true colours and stuff, so I don't worry about shit like that. But lightning, as we mentioned many times, doesn't actually start in the air, it starts on the ground. Which is why we talked about human battery bones and the bones below the ground of all of the trillions that died could cause the lightning cycle and activate Antiquitech with the coffins and the dead below cathedrals, all part of the mechanism for bone batteries. Anyway, if you don't know about that, there's a lot of information on it in the past on Flight of British. Anyway, so the lightning's hitting these what look like structures. I'm wondering if there's anything in them that would attract the lightning, like buildings they are, but I mean still inside these places. They show you in certain movies, don't they? They go inside a mountain. The mountain spoke. What do you mean the mountain spoke? The mountain spoke. It's what, like, I don't know, your voice. Yeah, voice. Yes, that big intercom spoke. There's stuff happening. They got all sorts of mountains with stuff inside them. So these ones I love. Yeah. The big country. Could be massive tree trunks. I like to think probably huge buildings and all of the brickwork all still there, but again, they're attracting the lightning. I know there's not much else around for the lightning to strike, but it does start from the bottom, so there is something in this that would cause that to happen, which sort of lets me feel that these were structures. Making Marriage Work by Henry VIII. You don't have to go down that road. It's a bit excessive, especially in this day and age. Probably wouldn't wash in this day and age. No, definitely wouldn't. But in the past, it was all okay to have loads and loads of wives and chop all of their heads off. So he was a bit of a twat, wasn't he? So I was going to be dib dob Boy Scout, but like they're all, it's like Bevan Powell's or pedos in it. So, and they would never let me in there anyway because I'm way too naughty. And I wouldn't join a club anyway that would accept me. So Boy Scouts earning their beaver badge. I would have done that. I would have polished the boots. I was going to do poop polishing or shoe polishing. Like years ago, I had like the fancy to do it just for the sake of it. And not for that reason, because that would be weird. Perfectly. Check this statue. Yeah, that is good art. Yeah. So nice little jacket, dicky bow maybe, belt or arms, tattoos, and what looks like a little lazy garden with a little growly face. Little growly face to welcome you. Hello. Well, I think it's a good artist. Shows creativity. So what's this skeleton doing? He's bursting bubbles by the pyramids, as you do. This woman has been turned into a pig because pigs were once humans, as we know. Skeletons were once active, like Terminator, as we know, and they blow bubbles. What does it mean? No, you don't know. I don't know either. This is interesting. Why is it interesting? Well, they're trains, and I love it. I love a train, but more than that, it's turntable. We get that. What is it in? And where is everything bloody else? Look. So all of this big stones, and they put the turntable in a building that's completely ruined and destroyed. And like that's just one wall, and the train comes in. It's like, what happened to your station? Huh? There's all mud there as well, and just ruins. Everything's ruined by there. So why would you put a turntable in a ruin? I mean, what is that ruin? Oh, I don't know. So they haven't got this now, have they? They should have it, the monorail. I had a monorail once for my birthday. We got broke on the day of my birthday as well. But it was fantastic, beautiful train. And they tilt. They're a tilt train. Can you imagine going on that? They got that now? No, they haven't, have they? They've got Vira trains. Okay, arriving in New York City, some Jews. She doesn't look like Jews. She's got blonde curly hair, but you know, that's just propaganda. So what flag is that they're flying? The many dotted flag. So here they are arriving at Fort Wood, the Statue of Liberty, which is moved to Mandela effectively. And soon they'll be in Ellis Island, and then they'll be America. So chess was invented back in the day, as you've seen on the Prisoner series, with human beings. Okay, whether or not they killed the pawns and actually had a king to protect and a queen would be doubtful. But they might have been. They might have actually had battles and empires thought out for real, like here in Russia, in St. Petersburg. For real, they might have done it. They might have literally had a knight, taken out a knight like properly, but then you've got to stand there then and wait for your kippy to be killed, haven't you? Well, that's the case anyway in chess, isn't it? So maybe they did, maybe they don't. But yeah, that's where chess origins are with human beings in the first games. So I reckon they did kill the pawns, not the king and queen. So here is cabin crew. No wonder nobody was looking out the window and seeing its flatness. They don't do this now. They do, but they're men dressed like this on the cabin crew these days. There's a terrible Virgin Atlantic advert. Honest to God, it's like it leaves you with your hands in your head going, "Oh, what happened to reality? It sucks so bad." So what? She's fingering up all of her like little tassely thing. She didn't have to hold it by there, did she? Really? It's a bit like personal. Oh, that's nice material. Nice crumple on that, isn't there? Yeah. Do you want to get your hands away? Face. Like, American icon James Dean in his Porsche, which he's going to ram up later and die. Now, he's stupid, isn't he? Do you know why? Because he's in a petrol station with a fag in his mouth, cigarette. Is that a petrol pump? I hope not. That would be really, really stupid. Because petrol explodes, James. You could die any day. He didn't get to make many films, which is a bit of a shame. He ended up doing a Heath Ledger, didn't he? Yeah, good acting in Giant, good acting in Rebel Without a Cause. He cried like a right sap in that film, didn't he? And he wasn't very rebel. Here's a tunnel in. Brian's gone. Can't remember. So, little bus, even a double-decker bus would be there. And there's a massive door inside. Look at the size of this tunnel. What was actually going through you? And look at these 4 angel things, or these 2 portals. What's in there? No, that looks like an all-world tunnel. Why would you build it so big? Nothing even exists that big when you're building these tunnels. Horse and fucking cart when they built that tunnel. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? No, what fuck? Right, 763 of you watching in total. Please, please, please share this out if you can. I'd really appreciate it, guys. I'm just being stifled. Truth has been stifled British. Flat of British truth, which is a special kind of truth. It's a loving kind of truth. At first, I thought this was the Statue of Liberty, and I thought, oh, that's weird, because it's floating and this is small, and that don't, the thing's massive is on land, but it's not. It is part of a bastion or a bit of a bridge, and it's not the Brooklyn Bridge either. But they're floating it out, and it's made of stone. Is that even doable? Apparently. So this cigar shop got a wicked cigar doll. See, if I was like really pissed, yeah, are they sausage? I love sausages. If I was really pissed, I would stand there for hours trying to chat her up. Hi, Pilot Bird. You're all right, aren't you? No, I don't talk like that. I'm just saying. So, giant jars in antiquity. What are they all about, Alfie? And what are they for? Let's be honest, if someone's walking down there in the street and this thing fell off, it's going to squish them dead, isn't it? Why would you put it there anyway in the effort to get it up there? What does it mean? It doesn't look good. It looks weird. Why is it there? Why do they have these big jug things all over antiquity? Is my question. Part of the technology. There's another one out in the middle of a garden with schnee. And it's just like a weird knobbly wobbly of one of those jugs, which we see everywhere. Because we look into jugs on Flat of British. It's part of our thing. Right, this is in weird Paris, because it's the French, innit? So they got to do, like, this is done by paint. No, you didn't just, you're not having a flashback. No, Martin hasn't spiked you. I'm on the other side of a computer. That wouldn't be possible. That is actual paint that makes it look like, oh, this acid's good. Good, huh? That's a French, you know. It's really weird, that, isn't it? Fucks my head up, that too. So look away. This is in Hamburg, and it's a water tower. I don't think it exists anymore, but could hold some weight. But why would you have windows in a water tower? I kind of think in all these water towers was something else. Look at the stones on the bottom of it. They're not the same as the tower itself. And this sort of vaulting looks a bit like the Chrysler Tower. What were they? Space age whirlband, skyscraper. So this was the hottest Turkish princess. She shaved the moustache off. She's having a bong, big bong. And apparently, as I mentioned, I've shown you many photographs because we admire of her. Many men asked to propose to her. Many men killed themselves under her refusal. And this, apparently, is the hottest woman in Turkey in antiquity. His face says it all. You want to lay off that whenever you're smoking in that pipe. Mud flood. So the ground would have been up here, as you can see. And you've got all this caper down below. I wonder what it is. It's like steps, isn't it? Not the group. And the old Adeline. Of course. That was interesting, isn't it? So, and the grand civilization. So, mud flood. 1932. This temple was covered in mud. Now, in 2018, they've dug all the mud out and you can go in there now. What? Where did all that mud go? They dug it out. Where did it all arrive from? There was a mud flood. Could you explain? So check this out for a star thought. Some of them are on tops of mountains as well, and the caves go underneath them. These lines, see these? The petroglyphs, they go off for miles into the horizon, into the sunset, guys. They're just fantastic. Look at that, the way it just fractals out. Mind-blowing, highly advanced technology of the past. Soft stone. This is Roman cement. What they call Roman cement. It'll have a bit of volcanic ash inside in it, but it's rock hard now. But at some stage, you could just put your hands in it like that. I wonder how big that handprint is. You couldn't put your thumb in there like that and your fingers. Would be impossible. Work it out. You wouldn't be able to do it. You couldn't do that unless you were underneath it. I don't know. I can't work that out. All right, it's nearly 800 of you watching. Come on, share this out. Let's get some more people. There's a pyramid buried there. Now, when I went to the Czech Republic, this is like the stuff that we were witnessing in that alpine forest I went to. In the future, sometime soon, hopefully, I'm going to go and do some more photography and discover some more of these hilltops. This is why social distancing is so important, folks. It's all fun and games until someone loses an eye. 10 points if anyone can name the blonde bombshell of the 1950s who took that woman's eye out with a pointy titty. And then, you don't know, do you? Bitch. So, some color photos. There's not that many existing because it's 1906 of San Francisco and its damage. Meet the oil. The apocalypse that was Washington. Oh, excuse me, San Francisco, which is just mad on the head to think. And there it is before its apocalypse, call center, looking down Market Street from the side where the terminal building is. And all that's going to be completely destroyed, or a lot of it. It's going to look like that. A load of Freemasons looking around, scratching their heads. Look at that. City in ruins. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Earthquake, my ass. And there's not that many films about the San Francisco earthquake. There's one with Clark Gable that I know of. But he also done Gone with the Wind. And the only one that I ever see of any American Civil War battles in Atlanta. Because Atlanta burns on it. This boy knows that Market Street film is a hoax. And he's acted. Because he gave it away. This is a beautiful photograph. That's why I use it as my thumbnail. Market Street, San Francisco. 2 days before that apocalypse happened. So they say. John Levy once prostrated. Maybe it's the other way around. That was the Ret Worlds rebuilt up and then repopulated by these lot. And these the arrivals. Oh, sorry. I don't know how that slipped in. Just slipped in. I didn't even see that. I must have done that subconsciously. Noticed it earlier. Oh, yeah. So, the high plateau of Peru, Pumapunco, whatever could reach up there and smash that. They say it was like a tsunami from Lake Titicaca. It was never to see. And then it comes along and water smashes this and wrecks all the world up there. It's more like that Armageddon that happened in the recent past. Don't you know? Okay. Right, I'm going to come back for a second before I have some whimsical thoughts and share stuff with you. Okay. So 873 of you. We're getting back up to almost 1,000. Did I mention on the beginning of this vlog that I need help? I need some sort of help. There's a link below in the descriptions box. If you're happy with my video, make a small donation to me, like a cup of coffee. I pretend if I was doing like a gig for 1,000 people, if I was a famous rock star, that would be fucking fantastic. I would be like it. I would be smashing it. But it don't work the same with YouTube. And as you can see, I can't exactly get on my fucking channel for some reason. Yes, Arwin, I did that for you. You know how much I think of you. You're on Flat Earth British. Epic, brother. Arwin, known for donkey's ears. It's a funny saying, isn't it? But they are long. Donkey's ears. It's a bit patrolling. Even women love jugs. Yeah, what's not to like about them? They're one of the best things in reality, aren't they? I'm not moaning at all. I think they're absolutely fantastic. Big, little, doesn't even matter. Take a penny, ping, to test. Isabella, Matthew, Titus, good to see you. Liddy, John, Jughead, Spiritual Levels, S. Lee. Matthew Titus, good to see you. Oh, Brian's buzzing. Memory cake. No, memory man. I don't know where cake came from. Paval's sheep. They just slipped in there, Paval. I don't know what's going on, mate. It's just, I does it in my subconscious. I just don't know. Gave her jugs. Saw her in the supermarket yesterday. No, you never, JT. Stop making stuff up, okay? Because if you would have told us all about it. Oh, you just did. Oh, all right then. Sorry. Gypsy Lil, good to see you. The Beastmaster girl. I don't know what that is. Jersey Bob. See, mate. Eat greens. King Snuggle Gerson, the Viking. What's happening, King? Whoever she is, blow up doll Mark 1 was modified after her. I don't understand what that means. I don't know what blow up dolls are or anything about this weird world or stuff. Liz, we have blow up sheep in Wales. We do. Randy Weathers and just weight band. Oh, brilliant name. Patrick. Oh, PhD. Are you a real professor? Can you like debate the pretending professor? The professes to be a professor, Professor Dave, who's conning all his viewers, making out he's a professor to give him some credibility because no one would actually give a fuck because he's stupid. Keeps dishing flat earthers. It's going to just end one way. He's going to look more stupid than he does already. We're on this. Anyway, Matt, good to see you. Susan Donahue, good to see you. Arwin. Earthquake must have been extraordinary to leave that kind of wreckage. It's just biblical. It's just mind-blowing, Arwin. Henrik, good to see you. Glenn Sketches. Dolly Parton. That was not Dolly Parton. That was... Oh, fucking hell. I do know who it is. It's just got proper mental blocks tonight. Don't know what it is. Randy said that. Foff. Michelle. So, yeah, the Earth being flat. Now, I know a lot of people argue, right, that but I've seen the Earth was flat from a plane window. No, you fucking haven't. Because Neil deGrasse Tyson, if you want to watch the film that I was in, that's just been sort of Jane Mansfield. Thank you, Randy. Jane Mansfield. Well done, you. That's it. The film, The Next Level, and I discussed the next film yesterday, The Next Level 3, which they're going to have to tarry on. Yours truly is going to be on there, and that's going to next year or so. And talked about that yesterday on Manny's channel with Sean Hibbler and Alex. Oh my God. So Neil deGrasse Tyson says that's shit's flat, yo. And that's their if you're a globally, that's your number one fucking go-to for your information. Lucky you. And he said that shit's flat, yo. Okay, he said that Bumgardner was lying when he said he could see the curvature. And even in the official narrative, it used to be a V2 spy plane, a 72 roofing at 72,000 feet that could only see said curve. Okay, so you can't see the curve. None of you can see the curve, okay, especially not on a plane. I had that off my doctor once years ago. Basically, he called to my house to see to my mother, and Nathan Oakley's show was playing in Flat Earth Debates in my room. He's like, oh, you listened to Flat Earth Debates? It's like, which side are you on? It's like, well, obviously Flat Earth. Weird though. So what are you talking about? I seen the curvature from a plane window. I was like, no, you never, Doc. No, you never. I tried to explain, but they was like, they always do that, taking the moral high ground. Yes, I did. When they don't want to listen, that they never, because they fucking didn't. They're lying, yo. So let me just clean some of my stuff up. I actually got loads and loads of stuff to show, to be honest. I always have. I could like literally present till the 10th of never, or not. And time is getting on. It's 11 o'clock, so that's fantastic. Let me just share screen and show you my flight that I recorded the other day. And it shows you how flat the fucking Earth is. And I can share my thoughts with you while we go. Okay. So, I flew from Bristol Airport. Now, I've been following a channel called Tyrant Finder, who's showing you these hotels in Britain, all full of, I guess they call them migrants, but they're not. A lot of them are not escaping persecution. Check out Tyrant Finder. I think he does absolutely fantastic work. Anyway, the British government are paying $5 million to house these people in 4-star hotels. His sort of problem with it is that basically British people don't get the same benefit. They got to go on the street, I think, on rent. So but when he got there and started talking to these people, they were living in hell. They literally were given £8 a day. So all of them were like hungry. Although they're in a 4-star hotel and not given food, and threatened and beaten by these bully security guards that are fucking watching over them. They're literally being terrorized. And one of them shouted out like that he was scared of what was going to happen for this being actually covered. I thought it was a really great expose. You know, it was very for the it was very humanitarian, because these people's plights, like, you know, they're trying to escape their country, etc. Excuse me. Just refresh that. It's trying to escape their country, etc. Some of them are from persecution, admittedly. Come on, you motherfucker. I'm going to move it up by there where it would take off. And so I really feel sorry for them. There's a difference between a migrant. Some of them are just leaving their country, and I noticed there was no women, so they're leaving their families home. They come to Britain. The one guy was like, oh, I tried it in Germany, no go. I tried it in France, no go. So why do you like it in Britain? Well, they give you benefits, don't they? So you can live like here, give you money. It's like, right. And he didn't come legally. He paid $5,000 to come from Baghdad. Baghdad Dave was his name. You can check the video out on Tyrant Finder. Bristol guy. I'll give him a shout because I've been watching him for the last couple of nights, and I really do find his work sterling. So yeah, we're going to take off here. Basically, we're going to do a Tenerife right here. The plane's going to hit the runway. 240 people are going to be killed, except for me. I'm a mate. Oh no, it's on my own here. Except for me. No, that didn't happen. The wing could fall off though. It is EasyJet. So there we are. We're off the ground. Watch how quickly the airport like literally disappears. Bristol Airport. So yeah, a couple of nights ago, these lads, set a light to a hotel near Bristol Airport to bring. Oh, thank you, Julie Spencer, who just gave me £7. That's what I'm talking about. Honest to God, all this is going to mount up, and I'll eventually. The thing is I'm not really going to be able to do Flat Earth British, in a position of like, say, homelessness, because that would be ridiculous. And I've got almost 50,000 subscribers. If 300 of you subscribe today, we could have a 50,000 Martin Lika subscribing. Happy day. Okay. Wow, we got up there quick. So that is south of England and Avon, Somerset area. But we still get up above the clouds, and it gets clearer because it's raining, see? All the little villages and dales. But yeah, it's totally, totally flat, yo. Look. Oh, it is a bit grainy. When I get over to Germany, it clears up and it goes like beautiful. You can see over the clouds over Germany. Oh. So that was flying a couple of weeks ago, and it showed the Earth truly flat. Let's see if I can get a flat image. That's the Bristol Suspension Bridge. Have you ever seen this? Built by Brunel. It's cited too, but not really. It's a fantastic bit of architecture, though. Bristol got good architecture. So that's above the clouds, but they're flat too. They're flat too. Oh yeah, and I got like chemtrails being released from the engine. They were doing a chem thing. And I was literally, could see it behind as well in a line, chemtrail. So the plane was like literally doing that shit. It was just behind it. Ugh. Excuse me. So yeah, what was brilliant, it was good leaving night, daytime, and flying into the night. So it flies out, well, just like, honest to God, the Terminator line when you fly it is a weird fucking thing to fly out of the day into the night. So yeah, that was they said it was doing 500 miles an hour at 39,000 feet, apparently, or so they say. And oh, excuse me, that was above the clouds. But it does clear up, and it does show you but the clouds are flat anyway. So. Okay, I'm coming back. That was what I've been up to lately on my Flat Earth British Mountain League experience thing that I'm doing. This weird life of truth, which I'm very much enjoying, by the way. Gives me a good sense of well-being. So, thank you everybody on the Celtic Tatarian channel. Make sure to subscribe to that. All Flat Earth British channels, which are linked below. Everyone who I mentioned just now, who's Jen. Okay, on Ripple Effect. Could you link that up, please? Teresa Sweetness, please. So we're doing that today, okay, is double flat fingers to them. Well, it's only today because, people might wrongly construe it, think I'm giving them a finger. It's not for you, it's them. But double flat fingers to infinity, thrice forever. Yeah, that'll do. Well, it is good anyway. I think it's really good. But I'm not going to do it forever because it's got like, it's rude, isn't it? It's like a finger. Capilocious, good to see you. Flat Accord. When chemtrails don't come from the engines, where'd they come from? Where do they come from? Oh, the back bits in vents. Well, it looked like chemtrail, and I was going far away. But that could be okay. Contrail. Give me that one, Arwen. Joshua, E-Greens, Panda. But I was there. Stu, good to see you. Or Stu. Glenn. How's you doing, my brother? And PJ's here. And Lizzo, she's here as well. She's a beautiful what? Capalocia. Squirrel, sniper, a trigger finger has awkward. Oh, did we have it? What's a super sticker? Have I ever had one of them? I don't even know what they are because I can't get on my fucking channel to check anything anymore. Anyway, can you zoom surface of the sun and the moon with Walmart cameras? I don't know. Never been in Walmart. Teresa, I'm hoping to one day. Not. Robert, good to see you. Lance, good to see you. Ooh. So we're coming out. Hang on. So 8:30. And it's coming up to 3 hours, isn't it? So Arwin. See, Oddity, well, you've been really on my ass during my live streams. It's Arwin having a bit of a tete-a-tete with John C. Oddity. Bit of drama going down in my chat. Enrique, good to see you, mate. Flat Sabbath. I love that name. So, did I not swear? It's good at that one night. And not that many juggages. And I didn't say loads and loads of okays and loads of nows. This is coming on brilliantly. What's this? Naked HD Fun, best adult dating sites. How come they've turned up spamming? Block that. They comes into my comments, these fucking stupid date things. Anyway, something that's never been done before. You can try this at home. Don't do this at home. You can try this at home. Double pick. No one does a double pick. Anyone on earth do a double pick? That hasn't even been thought before today, the double pick, because I made it up. Have anyone ever said that to you before? Everything's brand new. We have new ways of thinking on Flat Earth British, don't we? Show you that there's more outside of the box, like the double pick. For double results. Adam, much love, bruv. Good to see you. I am Johnny. Don't have to go with that. It's just me. See, Oddity. Stop rowing. No. Do what you want. Doesn't even matter. It's none of my business anyway. If you're, I don't, people want to do drama and stuff. That's their business because that's just bullshit. I can't be bothered with any fucking. So thank you, Bob Sykes. We are at the center of it all. We are indeed. We are. And this Flat Earth Awakening has brought more people back to the fold and back to the creator. Not a religion, but back to the true source than anything else, guys. Anything else. And you just know. You just know this place is being created by a benevolent, loving force that is caring and feels feminine to me. Feels like a woman, caring woman. Like rather than a bearded pity god. It really does feel caring female. So there's Jen. So make sure to sub to Domestic Truther 69. Who's Jen? You all know her by now, surely. And she's by there. So make sure that. And Bill, if you are here, Bill Miller, make sure to comment and then everyone can give you a bit of a sub. Also, anyone else who's got a channel that they need shouting, I'm happy to do that sort of thing. Help you get some subs and stuff. I've been doing it for like 7 years. Lots and lots and lots of channels I have found over the years. Trolls are making rounds on live videos. Oh, I'm trolled all the time. Oh, I'm everything. I am under the fucking sun. Honest to God, I'm literally everything. If you look on the internet, don't. By the way, I'm literally everything. It's weird as fuck. Patrick, PhD. Did you have the warning about the quake to put the furniture out before? They didn't have any pre-warning, but on some of the accounts, I heard some people saying that there was loud explosions, sounds before the event of that night. If you read some of the accounts, which would say that, they could say it was like subterranean murmurs in the official narrative, but I feel that it's like some sort of weapon being used, and the firestorm as well. No matter what they say, earthquake, substantial. If anything like that happens in the last 100 years anywhere else you can remember, because I can't fucking remember. I know it was that Oakland earthquake, but it didn't lay the entire city to waste like Hiroshima. Jane Mansfield, yes. Mud Wrestling, yes. Haystacks, yes. We know. And Howard Hawks, Howard Hughes. Amy, good to see you. That seems like a lot to read. My Brian said, no. So I'm going to be going soon. Thank you all. Hope you had fun. It's been really good having you along, guys. Do love a Flatterday Show. 732, you still there. Did you share this out? Did you like it? Thumbs it up. I'll be back in a few days, as I always am. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks that I could show you, but I am running out of steam. I've been on loads of shows and doing loads of stuff this week. I'm working hard at this awesome truth of ours, which is brilliant. Stuart, my mate, how you been? Stuart Melville, Flat Earth, met him. It's my Birmingham broski. Teresa, good to see you. Matt, Psycho Dave, thank you for the fun. It's my absolute pleasure. If I can do that, shit, then I'm gifted to do it. Thank you, reality. Like literally, thank you, reality. I'm grateful. Tennessee, we love Tennessee. We love everywhere. And Andrew and Voltage, FEB Voltage. Good to see you, my friend. Liddy. Earth is heart anagram as well. Oh, yes, so it is. So it is, yeah. Cluage there as well, isn't it? What a name for Earth where we live, isn't it? What they call it. It's like Earth. It's almost like they're spitting it out, like Earth. Earth. It's like, where'd you come from? Earth. It's like, all right. Isn't it, though? Doesn't sound very nice, does it? Earth. And what's this? Mud. We live on a planet fucking mud. Vibes. No, we don't live on a planet because we don't live on a fucking planet. You know what I mean, don't you? That's what they say. That is like not even in my vocabulary, that word, planet. They just added a T to make it sound like a planet. When it's really, it's plane. That's why planes called planes, because they fly over a plane. Everyone like this. But you don't, you know, just like I mentioned, none of us know anything about our reality. You read that book, The Great Works, it will give you a good insight into how little we know and how much we just presume and take for granted without any evidence and just assume this is how this place is run, especially when it comes to scientific methods. They don't practice independent variables. They don't practice science as they say that they do. You can't think outside the box with science. They're kept in a strict narrative. If anyone makes new discoveries, when they say, oh, it's all about expansion of science, when it's not. So they're kept in a box. They're not allowed to say anything more outside of it, like the free energy, for example. Free energy. So give us 10 minutes. Give us 2 minutes. Let me just get something to show you a second. Don't go away. 750 of you. I'll show you something really super duper interesting. If I can find it, which I can't. Oh damn! Where is it? Taraz, there it is. So I want to just show you this a second. I don't want to show you it all because there's an experiment ongoing to do with free energy, but static electricity is given off quite easily. I'm sure if you have a pair of slippers and you rub it across a carpet, I've seen like literally a thunderbolt going across the room from my friend's slipper where she rubbed a slipper on a carpet and it was like a thunderbolt under her foot. Now, just have a look at this, okay? And I'll show you the rest later on, but just going to give you some idea of I've shared free energy booklets, have I not? And some people are making the effort to try and rebuild these patents of these 1800s free energy machines, different ones, okay? That is ongoing. So I will just show you here this experiment. So what we got here is a friend of mine who's doing an experiment. He's got his electric reader here. And he's showing you how easy it is to pick up static charge. It's picking up the static in the air. So as you can see, the electric potential is there. All you have to do is tap that material to make it present in the ether. Now, in connection with Antiquitech. Now, I know that's highly interesting. I've got a lot more of that, guys. We tried different things like bells and other stuff to create a charge. And to get this potential, this electrostatic potential, that was just hanging around there clearly in the ether, which is picked up into a resonator to draw it off and then get into battery cells off a usable electricity later, which is doable. Now, problem with free energy is free energy, by the nature of free energy, has to be free. And that was the whole issue, probably why Tesla died in relative poverty. Now, if I did manage to discover a free energy device, I would be, my happiest thing that I ever did with my life would be to give it to you all and gift it to humanity. And but they would have to do it in a way that they wouldn't try and grab it and try and charge for it, or just steal the patents and just do that. So we'd have to be ultra silly careful with them all, and to find a way to be able to give. Now, wouldn't that change the paradigm of humanity? Wouldn't that change the course of human history when everyone's just been enslaved to utility bills for the last 100 years? It's a nice dream, isn't it? Could become a reality. Just make sure we set our intent and let's make it happen. Let's have a re-release free energy to the world, guys. Give it back, shall we? Antiquitech was always that ideal with the whole of the, the Antiquitech. Okay, that was the whole idea. So, Martin, giving you a double flat thumbs to infinity price. Much love to you all. Okay, thank you so much. If you are supporting me, I really do appreciate it. And I wouldn't ask because I'm in just deep, so much trouble. It's hard to even imagine. I keep my mouth shut until it all piles up. Jimmy Page bought Crowley's Castle. He didn't stay in it for long, Dragon Sage. Check it out. He only stayed in there a couple of weeks or something. It was laying empty because of the beast that's roaming around. And I don't mean the Loch Ness monster. There's another Loch Ness because it's on Loch Ness, isn't it? There's another Loch Ness monster there that people complain about that actually exists. Something to do with Crowley. V2 rocket. Yeah. Thank you, Spirit Levels. Lovely. And Mac Trum. All right, then. Let's have a look. He wimped out. Mac Trum wimped out. Who wimped out? Mac Trum? Me. Hope not. I've never done that in my life. So, charged Mercy. Mercy to you, Julie, too. Monument. I speak French as well. Many, many languages. Lisa Ann. Matt, you truly are a beautiful soul. Well, Lisa Ann Brindley, just by you saying that, we can tell that you are also. Takes one to know one. Lovely. Thanks, Plain Drifter. Thanks, Henrique. Thanks, Canada. Good to see you, friend. If energy is captured in a battery, it is not free. I see what you're saying there, but like we use like solar panels, and that is effectively topping up the batteries, and that bit is free. But I get what you mean. But if you can just use it direct, then without the batteries, maybe, if you know what I'm saying, which is what was happening. It was wireless, for fuck's sake. It was up in the ether, vibrational. They just got that sound. They just got that vibration. They found it. They hit it. They know it. It's a key. It's a key to it all. Isabella, good to see you. What was that voltage? We met a new brother for sure, Mike, last night. Oh, I didn't catch it. I was watching another show, but I got invited to Mike Stellarium 7, isn't it? Yeah, I know he does meltage, animals in the mountains, stuff like that. I know Mike. Awesome work as well. I bet that was enlightening. We were all on a MUD thing, a Meltology thing last night. So yeah, enjoy them books below. Do read if you've got some time. If you haven't got the frame of mind to be reading, you can play it on audio. I did a bit of it. It's a fantastic book, guys. Especially if you like trying to make some sense of this spiritual growth and process, because it can be a bit perplexing, and we only got one another to ask, for what's going on, advice, stuff like that. So it was really helpful, I thought. INFE. Martin is right. Would have to release it flat white secretly, credit. See what I mean? Because they're just thieving bastards, and it has to be the nature of free energy has to be free. And that is my dream. I would love to do that. I'm guessing a lot of you would. Okay, there's Stellarium 7 there. Hi, Mike. Good to see you. So an awesome conversation last night. Oh, let's watch that back. I didn't even see you come up actually last night. It was funny, and I was looking at Foreign Realm Media, and it just didn't come up. Weird. And I didn't invite to go over to Jen's. I love my fleece. Do you? Is it Kuchi? Which means snuggeroomy. Lutu, thanks to you all as well. Oh, I'm gonna have a nice organic turmeric and ginger. Oh, they are lethal. Free energy books. Yeah, 2 vlogs back concerning talk about resonators. I think it's two posts back. I link up a load of these free energy booklets, actually. Static in the attic, is he here? Oi. Static in the attic, green. E-greens. Good to see you. Gary's in the house. Clint. So, FEB Flat Earth. So, guys, I got to get going. I got shit I got to do. Thank you so much. If you support me, I'm much saved my life, really, and everything else. I'll be back in a few days. Bob, I'm feeling that we're going to have to walk away from it all. Nah. I don't want to get in trouble somewhere else anyway, Bob. If this won't happen, I just be troublesome somewhere else. This is where I am, I'm afraid. And I do sort of get drawn towards exposing their bullshit, because it's like, it's more than being lied to, isn't it? It's just, we're talking about the whole structure of reality. How wrong we've been about everything, you think? It's crazy. God sent. Oh, thanks, Spiritual Soul. You got a lovely name. Spiritual Soul. We are Soul Jazz. Soldiers for Jah. Stephen Rossi, no more taxes. No more taxes. No more taxes. Spuds to Stuart. Bong. Nice one, Stuart, my brother. Thank you, Singe. What? Me worry, Singe. You don't worry about Virgo, Bradsky. You're just happy being Singe, man. And we're happy that you're Singe, man, too. Bill Foot. I thought it was Bigfoot then. We discussed Bigfoot last night. Don't tell Russian vids about it, though. Because that would not go down well. Anyway, feel free to make videos about me in any way, shape, or form. Obviously, I am a hologram. Obviously. Look, this. Oh no, that's my computer screen. It's my computer screen. It's reflecting on my glasses. Weirdy gun. Anyway. Don't worry, Gypsy. Honestly, it really, really amuses me. I absolutely love it. There's a few that have been made about me that have been a bit unpalatable. But, you know, considering I'm everything under the fucking earth, it's all quite amusing to me. Matthew, come and visit. Where are you? Much love. Matthew Davis. Matthew Davis. We haven't seen you in ages. Good to see you, my brother. Kenneth. Good to see you. Oh, thanks, guys. That's been fantastic. So we've been talking about the bullshit narratives for all of these fucking disasters. It's absolutely creepy, as I'm sure you will agree. Where's all the cars? Why didn't they save the furniture? There's more going on with all of that. Why did they only pull the safes out? Is it just a big scam? Big heist? Who knows? Yeah, like before leaving, listen to Liddy. She's very, very kind, is Liddy. Yeah, taxes, strangling everyone by the gonads. Why are they fucking... I don't know. It's worse than when ancient Rome. Not that I was ever there or even exists. We'll definitely catch up soon. Oh, thanks. Nice one, Matthew. Look forward to that, brother. Good on a boat. Boat's brilliant. Okay, then. Peace, love to you all. Flat Firm, 616 of you. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like to Flat Earth British. We're the best channel on the whole of the internet ever, ever, ever. Lindsay. Oh, she made it. She was late, but she made it. But you weren't going to turn up. Right. Double fingers, Lindsay. Good to see you. I got to go. You missed it. I'll have to watch it from the beginning. Okay. And make sure you like it twice as well. Ciao, Mike. Ciao, Mark. Ciao, Gypsy. You like me? I'm a Gypsy. Simon, 33, Truth, Goddess, and Beauty. Taxes. A big brown lump of poo. Casper. John. And lovely Liddy. Lindsay. And Lydia as well. And Hugh. Okay, I gotta go because I'm just gonna like say names over and over again in my head when I'm trying to go to sleep. So is the nature of repetitiveness. Thank you, Kim. Massive hugs back. Massive hugs to everybody. I gotta go. Anyway, happy Flatterday, and I'll see you all very, very soon on Flat Earth British. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be very, very good. Be kind. Do something kind today or tomorrow for somebody. Thank you.